Now, you may think that I am starting late, when in fact there is a 33-second delay. I have timed this. There is a 33-second delay between when I am saying these words and when they will actually appear in various locations, specifically on YouTube. 33 seconds. It's kind of amazing. Also kind of sad. I remember the days when streams were instant. Good times. Good times. Anyway, welcome to the 6-year celebratory live stream of stuff. See, this is normally where I try to be entertaining, and I think I might succeed. Frick off, Logitech. Hi. Hello. You won't see me waving for 33 seconds. I'm gonna keep bugging that for 33 seconds. But, it's a thing. Welcome to the... Shit. I was about to say Frosty Stream, but this is not the Frosty Stream. The Frosty Stream is something I do on Tuesdays. No. Welcome to the Glass Reflection 6-year belated celebratory live stream with Q&A. That is a very long title. I should have shortened it to like blah. Except that wouldn't have been very appealing, wouldn't it? Need to get a marketing person for that sort of thing. Anyway, welcome to the live stream. I'm here. I think I am all set up. I got my camera. I got 2 different chats, though I'm less so not really paying attention to the YouTube chat. I had the IRC info posted up for the last half hour or so. Let me just quickly pop that up there again as I talk for a bit. Yes, we'll be mainly, if I'm using the chat at all, this is the chat we will be using, mainly because the YouTube chat is unwieldy. Also because, according to YouTube, there's like 1,100 people here. That's a lot of people. And, yeah. I wasn't expecting that. But, whatever. So, yeah, and that's this chat here. This chat here is the IRC chat. But you can't see certain things, because like one of it's being blocked up by this little Logitech web controller for the Logitech HD Pro webcam. C920. Would you like to control your webcam options? See, you could go left. And you could go right! Except that it was actually the opposite way, because I'm hitting the left buttons, but it's like mirrored. It's like a glass reflection. That was bad. I take that one back. So, order of business for this evening. A bunch of people sent me questions. Ooh, by the way, first off, disable internet. There we go. Thank you. I've just shut off internet on my tablet, which is where my email client is, and I shut off internet because I already have an abundance of questions. Did it just freeze? I really hope it didn't just freeze. It's not a stream that I do unless it has technical difficulties of some kind. Oh, why? I was wondering why the chat's not updating. It's because I don't have it updating. There we go. Save stuff in the chat. Oh, this will be like 33 seconds. Oh, wait, no, this is not scrolling down. Auto scroll. There we go. Thank you. Apologies. Apologies. So now the stream, now that's working and should be working fine. Okay, no, my tablet didn't. Oh, it's just being slow. That's fine. You can be slow. You can be very, very slow. I don't need anything on except... I don't care, Apple, if you want to freaking do stuff. I am not dealing with you today, Apple. Thank you. Bye. I'm going to my email client. So, how this is basically going to work is a bunch of people sent me in questions. I'm going to go through as many of them as I can. We might have a little section where I do some questions based on the chat, depending on how ungodly amounts of people are in the chat. And that will be fun. But, yes, somebody was asking for the IRC link here, so I will put it up there again as I quickly organize my thoughts and try not to sound like an idiot, which is going to happen anyway. So, just be aware that is a thing. So we're going to start, and I'm going to go in the order. I've already filtered through a lot of the emails, and now you may be asking, what do you mean you're filtering through the emails? Aren't you going to answer all of them? Now, there's a certain degree of things that I have to filter through. First of all, a lot of people sent duplicates, maybe because they weren't entirely sure if the first one went through, so they sent another one. and I had to delete a bunch of duplicates. And then I ended up deleting a lot of questions that were the exact same question that I can just sum up really, really quickly. And that question is this. Hey, Arcada, are you planning to review, what are your thoughts on this? As far as will I review it? Possibly. Eventually. Maybe. Don't know. I don't plan that far in advance. That's 2 of the 3 questions. And what are my thoughts? And most of the stuff that people ask me my thoughts of are for shows I haven't seen. So I don't have any thoughts. That's basically my most common question at any given time throughout like all forms of social media. So like comments on YouTube, on Twitter, things like that. That is the most asked question, and that is the very simple answer for all of it, mainly because I can't answer all of them. Because I always feel bad when somebody asks me, hey, what are your thoughts on this? And I haven't seen it, because then I'm like, I have no thoughts. Kind of makes me feel really, really horrible. But yeah. So, yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to start. I might as well get started. Yes, we might as well get started. I have a pen. I could blah 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 blah. Water calms me down. I'm gonna run out of it. But then I have this wonderful can of Barks root beer, the superior root beer. It's not as good as Dr. Pepper, but it is a decent substitute for my purposes today. Now, okay, let us start. How I'm basically going to do this is most of these emails don't actually have names attached to them, but so that people know that I'm actually answering their emails, I'm going to say part of the name that shows up in the from thing. Most of them is actually people's real names, so I won't like say last names. I'll be like John S. for John Smith. If there's actually a John Smith that sent me something, that'd be pretty cool. Actually, probably wouldn't, because then it wouldn't actually be their real name. Anyway, so, first question up for bid. Can you review? I already answered that. Okay, from Nick M. Which of the K-On! Girls is your favorite and why? Well, Mick, my favorite K-On! Girl would have to be Mio. But that's probably a stereotypical answer because everybody likes Mio. It's all about that bass. So on and so forth. Quote that song all you want. Question number 2. So on and so forth. This was from... Okay. Ooh, this is a bit of a long one. Okay. Hey, Arcada. Well, this is a bit personal. I've always wondered, have you studied / are you planning on studying something in the near future? If yes, I'd like to know what you have set your sight on, of course. Hope this still qualifies as one question. It's a bit of a big question, and this is from Pele. Greetings from Germany, apparently. I have studied. I have a bachelor's degree in fine arts in the realm of new media. New media is a scary thing. It's a very scary thing. You may ask, what is new media? The weird problem is that new media is technically everything. New media is new media. It is also old media. New media is everything. I did so much in that program. You have no idea. I did, I did things from coding in JavaScript, although it wasn't actually JavaScript. It's called processing, which is what we used. And shout out to New Zealand. I just saw that in the chat and I had to say that. So we learned things from processing. We also learned minor robotics. We were given Arduinos, if you know what that is, and we got to make flashy circuitry and other such things. And then I had one of my favorite lectures ever that I can't actually remember. All I remember is that it was the weirdest lecture because it was the first big lecture I ever had. It was in an actual lecture hall and not in a stereotypical classroom. And the professor was going on about like, oh, now I remember. He started the lecture by saying, "Thank God for the Precambrian explosion." And then he was silent for a little bit, and nobody had any idea what he was talking about. And then he went through a history lesson, and not just like a history of art or something. He's like, he went on and did like this like beginning of the universe type history lesson. And he spent the lecture was about 2 hours long. And at the end of it, it was like, and that was the Precambrian explosion, which, if I'm recalling correctly, and don't quote me on it, is basically the time referred to as when living beings developed eyes. And he's like, without the Precambrian explosion, none of you would be here, because media as we know it would not exist for a civilization that don't have eyes. And that was like the most interesting lecture I ever had. But that's the kind of thing that I did in new media. It wasn't necessarily film, but it wasn't necessarily anything else. Because I went in hoping to do some film-related stuff, because I was doing this stuff before I even went to university. This is a 6-year celebratory live stream. So 6 years ago, I was working in Newfoundland, Canada. Newfoundland is a province for those. It's like a state for those in America, but it's a province. It's a Canadian thing. Well, not just a Canadian thing. It's also a big European thing. Anyway, but I was living in Newfoundland or Newfoundland, whichever way you wish to, which way you ever wish to pronounce it. And I worked at a grocery store, and I worked in the meat department of a grocery store, wrapping meat, making ground beef, wrapping up those steaks and shrink wrap. I did that for about a year. And while I was doing that, that is when I bought my first camera, which is actually in a bag over there, because I don't use it anymore. And I made my first review, which I uploaded. I'm not sure of the exact date. Here's the weird thing about history. I'm not sure of the exact date, but it was either the 20th or the 21st of January, 2009, which was about 6 years ago, which is why I said this was belated, because I'm not actually sure of the official date, mainly because it was on a YouTube channel that doesn't exist anymore, because this was back before what some people might refer to, or maybe just me, refer to as the Grand YouTube Exodus, when all of us were kicked off because of copyright reasons before YouTube got a little tiny bit more lenient when it came to their copyright problems. Anyway, so that was a very long answer to this question. I'm not going to get through these at this rate. Okay. Questions. This one is from Mikal P. So to my question, what stories, TV, films, comics, anything that is not manga, do you think should be adapted to anime form? Probably none of it. Although that's kind of weird to say. Any of it can be. It just depends on what, and I don't really think I'm the best judge of that. I prefer looking and judging things when I actually have something in front of me rather than speculation. I hate speculation because it never really goes anywhere. You can do base speculation, but just to say, oh, wouldn't it be great if this thing was an anime? Well, it might not. Who knows? But that's the kind of thing, because it's not like anything not Japanese related can't be turned into an anime. I know many things that aren't Japanese related that were turned into anime. Quite a few things, actually. So, anything could. Anything could. So, next one. I was waiting for this question. I cannot pronounce your name, but it's like Vizhak. Vishak. Anyway, and he asks, what is your opinion on the casting of Scarlett Johansson as the Major in the Ghost in the Shell live-action movie? I don't have an opinion. A lot of people have been asking me what I thought about ScarJo and getting cast in Ghost in the Shell. And here's the thing. The movie hasn't been made yet. To me, speculating on this is no different than speculating on Keanu Reeves being Spike in Cowboy Bebop. Until the film is made, I'm not going to believe its existence. Okay? Because going just based on thoughts and feelings and all that things of what may happen, that's just speculation. I don't like doing that. She could do a very good job. But it might not just be her. That's the thing. If I'm going to hate anything about a Ghost in the Shell live action adaptation, it's not going to probably be anything to do with ScarJo. It'll probably be the writers and potential whitewashing. Because there's a lot of things about Ghost in the Shell that is very Japanese-centric. So to change that, it's like... I remember one person described it greatly when it came to saying, why not make a Hollywood adaptation of Akira? Which apparently was a thing at some point in time. And someone was basically along the lines of, yeah, sure, we're going to make an Akira movie based in the United States. So we're going to take a movie that was about Japan dealing with a post-apocalyptic society now taking place in the country that bombed them. Yeah. So there are certain things that... Okay, don't have an opinion on this, because it could be good, it could be really bad. There are a multitude of factors, and we only know one piece of it. ScarJo could be great as the Major. Yes, she's not Asian, and they should probably get an actress to do it. But if they're going to do it anyway, she's not a bad choice, I suppose. Anyway, so next question. Hey Arcada, who's this is from? Oh, this is Num. Oh no, he actually put a name in here. Ah, good for you, Jerome. Mr. Jerome says, hey, this is my question. Are you planning to do another favorite openings vid from the past 2 years ago, or an updated version? And he puts in asterisks. Maybe this isn't a good enough question for the live stream. No, it is. And the answer to this is yes. Do I have a time? No. My rule, as I've told people anytime they've asked me if and when I'm going to update the... Are people like really having fun with this chat that I'm not technically paying attention to, but is showing up in the video anyway? I should probably pay attention to that to a degree. But anyway, anytime anybody has ever asked me what I'm doing in regards to making another version of the top opening list, my response has been I was going to wait for a little while, and then I was going to look at it and then decide if the list has changed enough to warrant making another one, I will. So currently my deadline is 2 years, so sometime this spring I'm going to look at it. Fun fact, there was supposed to be a video that went up on my channel this afternoon, but it didn't. It was a top list. It was a top ending list, actually. Top ending sequences. I have made the video. I finished editing it yesterday, but I spent all today dealing with Content ID, so it's not ready to go up yet. Hi, I'm paying attention to you. I've noticed you. I guess. You are my senpai, my only senpai. You make me doki and shades of gray. You'll never notice me, but I still love you. You're sugoi kawaii desu ne. Anyway, next question. I'm gonna do this slap thing. I don't know if that actually... It sort of picks up on the mic. It probably sounds horrible, and I apologize. Okay, this person asks 3 questions, so I'm just going to pick one. This is from Eduardo M. If you had a choice between JoJo or Fist of the North Star, which would you choose? Tough choice. Probably JoJo. Yeah, I'm going to go with JoJo. JoJo! I probably said that wrong. Anyway, this one is from Z1. Yes, that is the person's name. Z1. Do you play card games like Yu-Gi-Oh!, Vanguard, etc.? Or have you played them, and what do you think about them? I used to play a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! I had a mean Pokemon deck at one time. I have a holographic Charizard, which apparently is a pretty big deal, because I remember that being a big deal when I was a kid. But I have a mean Pokemon deck that I haven't touched in like 10 years. But I used to play them, but I don't now, mainly because most of the games that I was actually ever interested in have died out. It's like the only card game that's actually worth a damn anymore is Magic, and I do not have the money to get into Magic. I do not. I know people that spend entire paychecks on Magic, okay? I do not have the money to get into Magic whatsoever. So I am just not going to start. That is a money sink that I do not have. I do not have. Okay. Okay. This is from Mo Senpai. From Mo. Dear Okada, I have trouble with explaining why I like a certain show. I'm not very articulate. For example, in the show Your Lie in April, I like the tone and feel of the show, but I can't explain why. Are there certain ways I can teach myself to articulate myself? From Mo. Well, honestly, I don't have any genuine advice for you, Mo Senpai, but I would basically say read. Actually, read. The best way to be able to articulate yourself is to have a large vocabulary with which to do so. And reading helps a lot. Read things that you would not normally have read, and if you don't understand anything, look it up. And that is basically the best thing I can do or can say in that way. You should always use words and phrases that some people don't know exactly what of. So then they can ask, what does that mean? And then you can tell them, hey, well, just try not to be too much of a smarmy bastard when you do it. It's like, I know this word that you don't know. And be all Blackadder on them or something. I don't know. But it's the best way to, I think, to increase your vocabulary and help you be able to find words that mean what you want to say. And that's a good way of doing it. And that's kind of what I did, though I haven't read anything in a while. I need to get better at that. And also watch things that actually have decent vocabulary. Like Fraggle Rock. Fraggle Rock is where I learned what a demented coup was. Good old Fraggle Rock. Anyway. Okay. From Martin H. Are you ever going to start reviewing manga again? I don't mean popular manga, but manga that either have shit anime adaptation, examples Rosario to Vampire and Tokyo Ghoul, or they don't have any, like Yotsuba and, which you reviewed. Thank you. Probably not. I'm not. Manga's not really my my area of expertise. I did it that one time as kind of a test thing, because I did the review of Yotsuba. And that taught me a lot in a lot of things. Taught me a lot of things. I'm getting distracted by the chat. Yeah, I'm totally getting distracted by the chat. Anyway, where was I? Right, manga. And the thing about manga is that... Look, dude, don't spam the chat. I will ban you. I'm going to say this. Stop spamming. Unfortunately, my quote is not, like, put anywhere. Probably going to need a mod or two. I should have thought of that. Or, probably the better thing to do would just be the... Oh! Look at that. We don't need the chat right now, so let's do that. Although you get to see some wonderful things on my floor. I have an extension cord for my lights. And I have part of... No, that's of this leg, and that's of my camera stand. I have a fan back there. It's pretty cool. Oh, and my old desktop PC half opened as I was... kind of doing shit with it. Stuff. Anyway, so where were we? I should probably actually properly center myself then. Yeah, the reason I'm not probably going to do manga anymore is because I don't really have a backing in it. I don't read a lot of manga, so it doesn't make sense for me to do that. Like at all. Yeah. There we go. Try that. It'd probably be really hard. I'm just dealing with the chat. Apologies. Anyway, so that is why I will not be doing manga. Next up, from Austin P. What is your most prized anime-related possession? The one you are most proud of, or the rarest, whichever is your most prized. There are two. There are two, actually. I can grab them. And then you get to see that I'm wearing sweatpants, because that is what happens in this day and age. All right. Okay. I have two. The two things that are most prized in my possession is, first off, the Garden of Sinners limited edition DVD box set. And I knocked my headset onto my lap. It's not in Blu-ray, which is depressing. I wish I had it in Blu-ray, but it is not in Blu-ray. I wish I could get it in Blu-ray. But this, I got it before it went out of stock on Right Stuff. And I very much enjoyed the fact that I have it, because it is very great. And the next thing that I have, which I recently found, is this. Some people might recognize this character as Angel from Angel Beats. This was given to me by a fan at Anime North 2 years ago, I think? 2 or 3 years ago. And I had actually lost her for quite a while, because when I moved out of Toronto, I packed her up with the rest of my belongings, and I misplaced where I packed her. And it wasn't until about 2 or 3 days ago, that I was actually able to find the box that I packed her in. So I was able to get her back out and put her back on my shelf where she belongs. But no, a fan gave me this, and it's very prized, A, because I really like the look of it. Even though I'm not the greatest fan of Angel Beats in general, she was my favorite character from it. And also, as my good friend Fullo Anime, Kenneth Bolio, has told me is that the aftermarket price for this figure is a couple of $100. So I got it for free because a fan gave it to me. It was like one of the few times a fan has actually given me something, because he was just like, oh, I heard you like the Angel Beats. And then he just handed it to me, and I sat there, and it was weird, because that Anime North weekend was the weekend I released the Angel Beats review, so like I showed it to him on my phone before it was released, because he handed me the figure. Anyway, I should put this back before I forget about it. Hold on. Put that back on the shelf, and sit. I have this bad habit of leaving a bunch of things on my desk. Like, I got ridiculous amounts of things here. I have the original Hellsing that's sitting there. I have, what's this? Oh, I have Screenwave sampler that I got from MagFest. I have my wallet. I have Final Fantasy IX sitting on my desk randomly. I have Boogie Pop Phantom sitting on my desk randomly. Various cans of various things and so forth. I have gym badges. There's the Earth badge. There's the Cascade badge. And everything from Generation 2 minus Faulkner's badge, which is currently sitting on my lapel, as I defeated him in my most recent gaming stream. Shout out to my gaming stream, by the way, on Twitch, every Tuesday. Distracted by things again. But yes, we do have an op in chat now. At least one. So, try not to piss him off that well. And hopefully he won't disappoint. Anyway, so, next question. That was my most prized possession. This is less of a question and more of a request, if I could actually say their name on the stream. But I'm going to not be able to pronounce it, and I have a feeling that's why they asked this. Okay. The name is Deontre Isia Vector. Isia Vector. I tried. I've probably failed horribly, but I tried. Anyway, next, from Dim S. Fast question. Have you seen these oh, wait. An overall opinion. Nope. Apologies, Dim S. Can barely read that. For whatever reason, the font of that one's just ridiculously small. There's also a lot of this. Okay, a bunch of questions in this one. This is from Tobias H, and I'm moving to his last question, which is very easily readable. What is your favorite Ghibli movie, or Ghibli movie? However you would like to pronounce that. And the answer to that, of course, is a toss-up. Yeah, I have a tie for favorite Ghibli movie, or Ghibli movie. And it is a toss-up between Princess Mononoke and Laputa. For different reasons. Princess Mononoke was the first anime I watched that was introduced to me as anime, and not just those damn cartoons that are on TV. Because I watched anime before Mononoke, like Pokemon and things like that. Anything that was on television in Canada at the time. But Mononoke was the first anime that was shown to me. And Laputa, because it was the... Actually, no, it was the second Ghibli movie I ever watched. The first Ghibli movie I ever watched was Kiki's Delivery Service, but when I rented Kiki's Delivery Service from my local library, not video store or Blockbuster or anything like that, from my local library, I should just recenter this. Because I'm not, because I'm not positioning myself right, so that's how we're going to do it. When I borrowed Kiki's Delivery Service from my local library, on it, there was a trailer for Laputa, and it interested the hell out of me. And it wasn't until a couple of years later that I was actually able to watch it, but it was stuck in my mind for a very long time. Very long time. From another person's name, who I cannot pronounce, to which I apologize, and they are Nyaril. 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 I apologize, I'm very bad with names. What do you think of chiptune or 8-bit remixes of anime openings and soundtracks, and do you listen to them regularly? I don't mind them. I don't listen to them regularly. I usually listen to them when they come across my dash or things like that. And that's how that generally works. But I can't say that I regularly listen to them. They're not terribly bad. I got this screener disc. I should give a shout out to the screener people. The network that I'm a part of on YouTube is called Screenwave, and I met them up at MagFest. And what they did is it created the CD that I have. I still have my copy in shrink wrap because I traveled to MagFest with Ken, and on the way back we listened to his copy, so I didn't have to take mine out of the shrink wrap. But what they did is they took a bunch of people that were on their network and put them on a CD. And there was a lot of really good music here, and some of it was kind of chiptune 8-bit music, so like DJ Cutman and so forth. DJ Cutman was here, Super Guitar Bros is here, Brendel Floss is here, Nate Wants to Battle is here, Megaran, Tombstone, Benjamin Briggs, Grimecraft, Epic Game Music, Jillian Aversa, and Zerkron. All of which I probably screwed up some of the names. So, yeah. Good times. Good times! Great times! From Anthony E. Might be a weird question, but I was wondering if you think that an anime that involves different companies or ethnic groups such as Jormungand, Black Lagoon, and any other show that have the concept that the characters sound better dubbed than in the original English. Because I have friends that like the original language than the dubbed. I'm trying to get actually what he's saying here. Do you think that an anime that involves different ethnic groups in any shows sound better dubbed? Oh, okay. So basically, do I think that shows like Jormungand and Black Lagoon sound better dubbed? I think so. I like it when things actually sound like the language they're supposed to be. Which is probably why a lot of things that are based in Japan, when they're dubbed, I don't prefer them over the Japanese version. But things like Black Lagoon, yes. Things like Bakano, yes. So much better. A lot of things that are based in England, Helsing, for example, I love the dub for that. Not that the sub is bad. But anyway, so there's that question. Next up, from Pedro L. Since you haven't done a top video, I was wondering, what animes do you consider to be underrated? Underrated is hard because that is a personal definition. A lot of people have different definitions for underrated. Holy crap. I just looked at the chat for a minute, and the chat is full of spam. It's a good thing it's not on screen anymore, because this would be embarrassing. Okay. Dum-da-dum-dum-dum. Alright, there's two of the big ones. Okay. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to stop paying attention to the chat. This is why I did the email thing, because otherwise this would be like... Okay, anyway. So the problem with dealing with underrated anime is that everybody has a different definition of underrated. Somebody might... I heard one person try to argue with me that Hunter x Hunter was underrated. I think it was Hunter x Hunter. It was either Hunter x Hunter or Fairy Tail. I don't know why I get those confused, because they have absolutely nothing really to do with each other. But those aren't the kinds of things that I would consider underrated. I might think more along the lines of Pale Cocoon and Time of Eve. And then things like Kino's Journey and Sound of the Sky, those kinds of things. But then it all depends on what you think. And like, if it's one of the few things that you actually watch, then maybe you wouldn't consider it underrated because it's one of the very few things that you've seen. So to your knowledge, it's actually fairly well known or something. I lost my train of thought there. Anyway. I lost my train of thought. Thought of trains, trains of... Oh, geez, somebody posted this in orange. This is an orange. What? Okay. This is from Jack D. He's like, this is a bit of a weird one, but if you were to grow a second head that is completely sentient and thinks for itself, what famous person or anime character would you want that head to be from? Mine is Crow from Dead Man Wonderland. He just yell at me to do better a bunch. Ultimate self-motivation. That'd just be creepy. I don't know if I could handle that, because I don't think I would actually get along with a lot of anime characters, because I don't really relate to a lot of them. Or if I did, it's the kind of thing of where I very much like my space, and having a second head, a mutated second head, that'd just be, yeah, creepy. Anyway, I need to stop being creepy myself. I know there's an answer to this question. This is from Ruben, and he's asking, is there any anime that caught me by surprise in terms of being much better than I originally thought? And I know there's an answer to this. I can't actually think of it off the top of my head. I know it exists, but I can't think of what it is. Well, something that I watched with little expectations and then thought it was better than I originally thought. I need an answer. What's a good answer? That I didn't think much of. I think probably Kino's Journey, actually, now that I think about it, since I mentioned it earlier, because I didn't think too much of it. And I don't think of things like, at MagFest I bought a copy of Moribito, which I've been told by some people is amazing, and some by other people is not. Yeah, dealing with chat again. What to do with the chat? Probably nothing. Because when you have a public thing like this, that's exactly what you're going to get. Anyway, I should probably just continue on with questions. Because that's what we are here for. Questions, concerns, comments. Write me at this place at Thingamabobber. For Moodlezons, your website, glassreflection.net, seems to be a bit out of date. Do you plan to update it anytime soon? It would be nice if it had a new review every time you released one. The problem with glassreflection.net is that it's basically propped up by sticks at this point. And when was the last review I put up? Probably Jormungand. Like a long time ago. But this is distracting. The reason why I don't update it that much is mainly because it literally is propped up by sticks. So to try and do anything with that site takes so much time. Just to put up a video on that site takes about 45 minutes. I timed myself. And that's time I would rather not spend. So that's why I didn't do it. I've been in the process over the last couple of months of talking to a friend of mine who does web design, and we've been trying to figure out a way to change the back end of the site so, it's very easy to upload new videos to it. I need some more water, apparently. But as of yet, we haven't been able to implement that, so we're working on it. It's there. It's there. Next question is from Edie. Do you have a My Anime list or anywhere else that we can check out things that you've watched throughout the years? I have an account on every list website, I think with the exception of Anime Planet, though I probably have an account on Anime Planet. But no, I have an account on Mal, I have an account on Hummingbird, I have an account on on AniList, I have an account on all these places. But I don't update any of them, which is like the main problem. So I could, like, if you search them up, it'll probably be me. Chances are. My Mal account has this very weird background that is extremely tiled at this point, because the background I made like 12 years ago or something. I was very young. I made it like in elementary school. It was like a collage of anime characters that I knew at the time. But that's there, so that's me. And then I think both Hummingbird and AniList at least have my current avatar on them, so it's fairly obvious it's me. Granted, that could just be copied from wherever, and somebody could be stealing it, but that's generally how that goes. But I don't update them because I forget. I'm lazy. It's a problem. I'll get better at that, I promise. I promise. Maybe not. I don't promise. I take that back. Anyway, from Aaron H. Do you think anime is better or superior to Western animation, or do you enjoy both? What qualities would you say makes it better, worse, equal to Western cartoons? That's a very good question. I don't consider them to be superior or weaker in any way. I enjoy Western animations as much as I enjoy anime from Japan. I just don't seem to watch that many Western animations. The most recent things that I watched, actually the most recent thing animated that I watched from North America was Gravity Falls. And Gravity Falls is amazing, by the way, so if you haven't watched it, you should. But I'm not sure, like, there's something I want to say, but I'm not sure about it, so I'm pensive about it. But I'm thinking, I have this feeling that in America, regulations on what what animated shows can actually do are a lot higher than what they are in Japan, mainly because if you make a cartoon or an animated thing for television in North America, it's generally for closer to a primetime time slot. A lot of anime is actually aired for later in the evening because they have channels there that do that. Technically, we have Toonami, but Toonami's barely standing up as it is. Toonami really needs to get back to where it used to be. I really wish Toonami would... Toonami needs to do two things. One, they need to get a better time slot, because I really dislike their, like, almost midnight time slot, because I like to be in bed by that time, because I usually get up earlier in the morning, or I try to. It doesn't always work. Sometimes when I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV, I just keep playing, and then, oh, look, it's 5 o'clock in the morning, as tends to happen. But they need to do that, and they need to get a better time slot. No, that's the main thing. Oh, yeah, no, and they also need to make it so that I can watch Toonami in Canada, which I can't do. I'm very depressed about that. So I have no idea. Like, I heard Kill la Kill's going on Toonami, just through Tumblr. That's about it. Other than that, I know shit. Hi, Ark. I am Orange Spark. I'm actually taking out your name. But I am Orange Spark, one of your Belgian fans. First and foremost, I'd like to congratulate you on your 6-year anniversary. Thank you. As for my question, how does your average day look like? And how do you plan anime watching in? What's an average day? I don't have an average day. Depends. Are we talking about an average day when I'm actually working on a review, or an average day when I'm not? An average day when I'm not is I get up whenever, I eat whatever, and I usually play a video game and watch anime randomly, and then I go to bed. When I'm actually working, it's a lot more structured. I usually, depending on what I'm doing, I'm like, okay, I gotta write, and then I write that day. Or, hey, I gotta film, and then I spend like an hour getting my camera and everything set up, and then I sit there and film, and then I record in front of this mic for a bit. Or, hey, I gotta edit, which was actually the last 2.5 days, which is I got up, I sat in front of my computer, and I edited, like, constantly for like 2 days, and then I go to bed. Those are my days. They're not very interesting. I wish I had a more vibrant life. If I had a more vibrant life, I'd take a small camera with me and make vlogs for a living or something. I don't know. I envy the YouTubers that can make vlogs. I can't. My life isn't that interesting. It can be interesting in short spurts. I wish I could make like a highlight reel of my life. That would be interesting. But on a general basis, no. No. Anyway. From Bornryu. How long is your hair now? About that long? Pretty long. I have long hair. I tie it back in general because it's just more manageable this way. Some people ask me, why is your hair this long? Why don't you cut it? Because I don't go out places. I don't mind having long hair. And the lady friend enjoys it for some reason. My lady friend will not allow me to cut my hair. No, she'll probably allow me to trim my hair, which I should probably do. But cut it? No. Nah. So, and hey, I don't mind having long hair. Long hair's cool. I think so. It's just a bit hard to deal with at times. From Mark S. After watching and reviewing animes for so many years now, has your opinion about anime or the anime industry changed throughout the years? Not necessarily. It hasn't changed in like my opinion on it. I still love it as much as I used to. But I guess perspectives have just changed, just in the matter of experience, really. How I thought anime and everything worked when I started reviewing is very different from how I think it works now. And even now, I'm totally not sure about a lot of the finer details that I wish I was aware of. But there's only so much that you can actually find out without being able to read Japanese. So I'm kind of envious of people that can read Japanese, and I need to get off my ass and actually learn the language. Or at least be able to read the language even if I can't speak it, because that would help me immensely in a lot of ways. Next question from David L. What do you think about meeting fans in real life? I I both love and hate it. I've talked about this before. I love meeting fans in real life because it's very great to meet you guys. I hate it because I'm not a very sociable person, and meeting people that are strangers to me is scary. I try to do my best. Actually, there was a guy at MagFest. He gets special notion. There's a guy at MagFest that introduced himself, and I was actually feeling pretty good because it was a good day for me that day because we just got our con badges and everything, and I was feeling really good. And I was actually like really in the mood to talk to people. And then he came over and we had a small little chat. And then he was like, but I've watched your vlogs and I know you're not very comfortable with this thing, so I'll see you later. And then he left. And I was like, Because I was like, no, come back. Fine. Because I'm not sociable, so I couldn't figure out what to say in time to get him to come back. That was depressing. And there was also the guy that I missed speaking to at MagFest because I just got to the hotel and I was rushing to make sure I got my room. Because there was a chance I wasn't going to get my room at MagFest, which is a whole different story. But anyway, I remember that guy. I rushed by him, and he recognized me, and I was like, I'm sorry, can't talk, gotta go get my room. And then I never saw him again that weekend. I feel really horrible about that. There's not much I could have done. I should have told him, come with me, I'm going to get my key, and then we can talk. But that sort of thing. From Jordan P. What anime are you annoyed at the most for never getting another season or a proper ending? Spice and Wolf. Spice and Wolf. There. And there's your answer. Freaking Spice and Wolf. Comes back, we'll make a different season. It's a whole brand new season. It even has a new animation company. And they ended on a cliffhanger. Bastards. Then, of course, I could actually get into the definition of animation, and then I could also say reboot. But reboot's a Western animation because it was made in Canada. And if you consider things like that to be animation, then maybe that you could consider that. Anyway. Question about One Piece. Will you ever watch the entirety of One Piece? This is from Mr. Gray. Mr. Gray G. Will you ever watch the entirety of One Piece? Why or why not? Do you know how big One Piece is? No, let me look this up. How many episodes is One Piece at now? Like 800? As I tried to fiddle around my mic because I put it in a very awkward position. That's great for talking and through the mic. Horrible for everything else. Okay, how many episodes does One Piece have? Come on, internet. 678 episodes. 678 episodes. That is why I'm not watching all of One Piece. I do not have that time. Like 600 episodes, that's probably everything on this shelf that I haven't watched yet. Probably. Maybe not. Something like that. Anyway, next question. From Joe... There's an accent above the A, and I don't know how to pronounce it. But it's Joero. I'm very bad at things like that. Apologies. Anyway, a couple of months ago, you teased an upcoming Full Metal Alchemist review by holding up its box and saying that there were some things that you needed to review or something like that. The question is, did you drop the review and decided to do something else, or are you working on it? If so, is there an estimated time of arrival? Congratulations on 6 years, and here's to many more. So, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I'm getting to it. It's a long series. It seriously is. And also, if I'm going to review Brotherhood, I need to review the original at the same time. So we're talking about close to 100 episodes of stuff I need to actually watch. I'm getting to it. Okay? I'm getting to it. It will happen. I just can't say when. But I am getting to it. Okay. So this was from Ariel. Getting back to my question, because she did some talking beforehand, I will read that later. If you were able to create an anime that was to your liking, what would it be? Such as what type of cliche anime trope character would you be, and what genre, and who would do the soundtrack? I'd say slice of life. Actually, it'd probably be a lot like Hyoka. I like that. Instead of a guy who just doesn't want to do anything because he's conserving energy, I'd just be a guy that watches anime. That'd be me. And who does the soundtrack? You don't really need a soundtrack for that kind of thing. Save some money. Plus, I wouldn't want to, spend... I want to be like, this epic thing done by Yoko Kanno or Joe Hisashi or something. It's just a guy watching anime. No, that's fine. That would be my life. That would be my life. It's basically, how that would work. Thank you, Ariel. Okay. From Stinif. Fan from Denmark. What are your thoughts on Sekai's project newly funded English-subbed version of the Clannad visual novel? Did you donate? And if not, would you consider paying it now that it will be a well-written sub available on Steam? I did donate to that. I'm getting both a physical and digital copy of the Clannad visual novel because I really want a copy of the Clannad visual novel. Oh, I would not be Watamote. I just saw that in the YouTube chat randomly. Somebody said that I would be Watamote. I would not be Watamote. Like, I know I'm bad in social scenarios, but I'm not that bad. Okay, I'm pretty bad. But I'm not that bad. I have limits. I at least learn and don't continually put myself in stupid situations because I feel the need to. From Derp M. Oh, I'll just say the full thing because he actually wrote it here in the bottom. Derp Master 109. I was wondering if there was a certain anime that you'd never get tired of, that you watch over and over again without getting bored or lose that spark. There are several, actually. I think the best example I have for that is Angelic Layer. Because I think, well, Angelic Layer is one example. Black Lagoon is actually another one. These are the kinds of shows that I do watch. And not only do I rewatch them, I'm excited about rewatching them. Because I like doing it. So I do. But I usually try to at least give a year in between when I rewatch them. Because you don't want to rewatch them too soon. Because you don't want to get too bored of them. But that's a thing. Oh, this thing's blinking on me. Okay. Anyway. I just looked at the little counter that tells me how many people are watching me right now. Hard to know that this tiny little camera on top of my monitor will be broadcasting an image to 2,021 people. I hope that was worth it. Anyway, I'm almost out of water. And then I will move to the hard stuff, which is just root beer. Because I don't have any. I should have actually went out to the store in the frigid cold of the Canadian wasteland to buy some Dr. Pepper, but I didn't think that far ahead. Also, I was busy working with Content ID today. The dreaded Content ID, my nemesis. But yeah. Okay. Long question. Actually, this seems like a bit of a ramble. What's the question? Oh, I can't page down because the client has done up. Come on. Respond, damn it. Come on. Work. Okay. There we go. Oh, okay, that's why this isn't very much a question. No, there is a question. Oh, okay. No, there's your question. Okay, this is from Daniel H. He's from Germany. And he has this very, this actually really lovely email that I'm very glad I read. But he's like, it'd be a great honor if you'd mention me. So there you go. Daniel H. from Germany. I don't know why I said Denmark. It's not Denmark. It's Germany. Apologize. And his question. Have fans ever said to you, the ending is paramount? Because if I would ever meet you, I would take a photo and shout the ending is paramount. Yeah, my favorite sentence. Nobody's actually ever done that. In fact, most of my meetings with people is just like, hi, how are you? I've watched your stuff. I really enjoy them. Actually, MagFest was hilarious because most of the people that recognized me at MagFest didn't know my name. They just knew that I was on YouTube. And I was like, yeah, you're a YouTuber, right? And I'm like, yes, I am. And that's perfectly fine. But yeah, nobody's ever actually quoted things that I've said back at me before. The closest I ever got was no, I have stuff sitting on that. Okay, I don't want to move that for fear of breaking something because there's a couple of things with glass on there. But at Anime North last year, somebody drew up an image of me talking about Bokurano, and it was put in a frame and handed to me. And that's like the closest thing of me quoting myself reported back to me at any point in time that's ever happened. Okay. Okay. This is going to be an interesting question, but I feel the need to answer it because it's something that I do get quite often. This is from Selena. And the question is, I am considering starting my own anime review channel on YouTube. I've been writing anime reviews on a blog for the past year or so, but I realized that the best way for people to see my reviews is through YouTube. Anyways, what advice would you give me regarding starting such a channel, putting together videos, and such? I'm probably one of the worst people to ask about this, because my way isn't generally... Well, actually, I don't think anybody's way is the general right way. I started through AMVs. I used to frequent amv.org back in the day, and that's how I learned basic video editing, which helps a lot when it came to making videos. I'm not sure if the org uses this anymore, but the org used to tell people to read fag. It was an acronym, read fag, and it's like this big technical guide that a couple of the members made. I'm not sure if it's even updated anymore. Probably not, because that was back in the day when virtual dub mod was a thing. Or maybe it's been updated so it's actually a little bit more easy and accessible. But like back when I was making AMVs like 8-9 years ago, that was a thing. So that's where I learned basic video editing. But beyond that, the best advice I could give to you if you wanted to start your own YouTube channel at all is do it because you want to. Because if you don't, you will stop. And then anybody who is watching you will be depressed. This is basically the best thing that I can give to you. Because if you don't do it because you'd like to... I've been doing this for 6 years. Okay? And if somebody's like, oh, maybe I can just start making anime reviews, and then suddenly I'll get like all these subscribers on YouTube. It doesn't necessarily work that way. A lot of it is luck, and a lot of it is perseverance. I've been here for 6 years, and the majority of my subscribers have been in the last maybe 2. Before that, I was some guy on Blip for a couple of years, and then I was even some lesser-known guy on YouTube back in the day. So yeah, it took me like a good 4 years before anyone even recognized me at a con. So that's kind of the kind of thing you have to deal with. And so you don't do it for that reason. You do it because you want to. And if anything comes out of it, great. If it doesn't, that's okay too. So that's kind of my advice. Show us your AMVs. Oh, I'm reading the chat. Somebody says, show us your AMVs. No, my AMVs have been buried. They will never see the light of day again. Because they are so horrible. I may have won an award for one of them, but they are horrible. I am never showing them to anyone ever. Okay, I'm actually not going to open that yet. I'm going to save that for a little bit more. But that's the best thing I could do. This one is from Estelle. And what do you think of the anime Big Three? Do you have a favorite? Are there any long-lasting shonens that you particularly enjoy? The Big Three, I'm assuming, of course, you're talking about Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece. I do not watch any of these long-standing shows. If I was to watch any of them, I would actually start watching Fairy Tail. Why would I start watching Fairy Tail? Because I don't know much about Fairy Tail. I haven't seen like any of Fairy Tail. I actually have the first 50 episodes of Fairy Tail in a box on its way here because I ordered it. Because it was on the Review Week of Awesome request list, and it was pretty high up, but it didn't win. But it was something I need to eventually do anyway, so I ordered it. And the reason I'm going for Fairy Tail is because its music's pretty fucking amazing. Not gonna lie. Apologies for using the F word, if you actually care about that. And if you don't, great. But yeah, no, the music is amazing. I don't know much about Fairy Tail, but I know its music's amazing because I've listened to it a lot. So that's the thing. And yeah, and there's no really long-running shonen. The closest thing to a long-running shonen that I've really enjoyed is probably Full Metal. Yeah, probably Full Metal. Okay, this is a question that I'm going to say, but I'm not going to answer. And I will give the reason why I'm not going to answer it. This is from Christian C. My question is this. Besides anime... Oh, this is besides anime. Okay, then maybe I can answer this. Besides anime, what are some other shows that you would never watch again or recommend to one of your friends or to your subscribers? He says besides anime, but I don't actually watch that much besides anime, especially if it's horrible. I just don't finish watching it. But anime, I've learned my lesson with telling people never to ever to watch an anime, because if I tell you never to ever to watch an anime, you're going to do it. I learned my lesson with School Days. I told people never ever watch School Days, and what happened? Everybody goes and watches School Days. So I gotta not do that. Gotta not do that. Oh, no, okay. In the IRC chat, someone just posted a link to an AMV that I put up on Blip, and I called it "You Just Got Laned." and he was asking if this is one of the buried AMVs. It's actually not. You Just Got Laned is a video I did for class, actually. I was told to edit using Avid. If you've ever used Avid, you should know that I hate Avid. And hopefully you do too, because it is a horrible editing program. It's the industry standard, but it's a horrible editing program. At least I feel so. You Just Got Laned was a video that somebody told me, because I had to pick a piece of music and I had to edit clips to it. So I picked a song from Lane and I edited things from Lane to it. I'm pretty sure that's what the video was. So it wasn't that bad. Still not great, but it wasn't that horrible. Now, okay. This one is from Dynasty Star. Thanks for doing these questions. Last Q&A, by the time I figured out how to get into the IRC chat, you weren't taking any more questions. Okay, that's fair. Question is, if you were to branch out on your main channel, where would you go with it in terms of anime-related content? This means, would you do first reactions more frequently, top lists more frequently, like you did with the 25-ish recommended anime and top anime openings list? Would you perhaps do something new? I'd be happy to get more content from you, as long as it wasn't too much to produce. Sort of an add-on question. Would you do content more frequently once you make enough money? Money's never a problem with doing more content. Time is the problem with more content. But where would I go to it in terms of anime-related content? Well, that's the thing, because I make a bunch of plans, and then nothing ever happens. Excuse me for a moment. There we go. Anyway, so I misplaced what I was doing. Oh yeah, I make plans for things, but then it doesn't actually happen. For example, here in the question from Dynasty, it asked if I was going to be doing first reactions more frequently, and today I was actually supposed to film a first reaction. But it didn't happen because yesterday I was supposed to write a first reaction, and that didn't happen because I spent too long working on the top list. And then the follow-up question is, would you do more top lists? And it was like, apparently that's exactly what I'm doing. I don't plan to do them very often, but probably more often than I have been, because the top recommended, that was almost a year ago. So I hope to do top lists a bit more often than that, because people seem to enjoy them, and I don't mind making them. So that's a thing, but I wouldn't really do them regularly. That's overkill. Plus, I'd run out of things to list eventually. So, anyway. And next question. From Estelle LB. Have you ever thought about coming to England for an anime convention? Like Hyper Japan or Comic-Con? I realize Comic-Con isn't supposed to be anime focused, but in London 75% of it is. I'd love to go to England. I don't have the money to go to England. That's a money issue. Going to England is a very big money issue. I do not have the funds to go to England, like at all. I'd love to go to England, but I can't afford to go to England. It's bad enough. I have a hard enough time affording to go to the States, which is usually just like a bus or a car ride down or something, or a very cheap flight out of Buffalo or something. But yeah, no, England's a bit out of my price range. Love to go. Probably won't anytime soon. Maybe eventually I'll be able to get down there, but for the moment I can't. It's just not something I can do. Here we go. From Dan K. Are there any anime shows that you liked when you first saw them, but disliked them when you rewatched them? The best example I have of this is Toradora. I really freaking love Toradora. I love it a lot. I enjoyed the hell out of it the first time I watched it. Toradora is not rewatchable for me at all, because I already know how it ends, and a lot of it is more so build up to the ending, and when you already know the ending, for me, it doesn't work as well. So that's a thing. I'm going to try and get through as many of these as I can. What are my thoughts on... Wait, what? Oh, Unlimited Blade Works. I haven't watched Unlimited Blade Works, so that's a thing. This one's from Jacob G. How many anime posters do you actually own, and do you have them displayed around your room, or only used as backdrop for your reviews? Yours truly, Jacob G. P.S. Canada rules. I'm from Mississauga. Yeah, Canada. Anyway, most of my anime posters are the stuff there on the wall, used as the backdrop. But I do have other things. A lot of my wall scrolls are actually sitting over there on the other side of my shelf. I have my Shiki poster there on that wall. Things like that. Oh shit. The chat just realized I haven't watched Unlimited Blade Works. Oh my god. Anyway, but most of my posters I put in backdrop, at least the good ones, because they make a good backdrop. So that's a thing. Oh, that one has like paragraphs. Okay, apologies for that one, but I'm gonna skip it. Okay, this one is from Paul B. from Germany. P.S. Kids don't do drugs, do anime. So, in case you're wondering which Paul B. I'm speaking of. Hope you're doing everything okay. Simple question. What do you think of the ecchi genre? I'm not the biggest fan of the ecchi genre because I think it's dumb in a lot of cases. The ecchi genre is just what people make when they want to make porn, but they can't make porn. So it's like, it's that line, and I look at it and I was just like, this would be so much more entertaining if it was actually porn. It is so much more entertaining if it's actually porn. It's that teasing stuff. I'm just like, no, get that out of here. Please, no. No. It's no point to me. I don't get it. Like, I sort of get it. I understand it. I just don't enjoy it. And I am now officially out of water. Some people are in the chat are asking for a room tour, but that's not going to happen because this room's a mess. Mainly because, as you can remember how I said I found Tenchi? Or not Tenchi, Angel. It's a Tenchi figure, but it's Angel from Angel Beats. I found her because I was digging through everything. So this room is actually a mess. And I'm not going to let anyone see that. At least not now. Eventually, I might do a room tour. But not now. Okay. I already answered that question because it was an asking about how to get into anime reviewing, and basically I would answer the same way. You have answered my question for me. Okay, this is from Sean A. from Ireland, and he asks, in my time of watching anime, have I found any show that came as close to emotionally tormenting me as Clannad and Clannad After Story did? And he actually answers it by saying, for me it was EF, A Tale of Memories, and that would be my answer. So, that was the closest thing to Clannad After Story. Well, actually, no, there's another one. So, as to actually answer this, I would also answer with Anohana. And if you've seen Anohana, you should know why. Anyway, this is a small question that actually is a very big question from Isabel Moore. From earlier reviews such as Death Note, The Girl Who Left Through Time, and Hellsing, you didn't rate them at the time. What would you rate them now? Certified Frosty, Buy It, etc. I'd need to get a list of everything I didn't review, and then I would need to sit here and actually think of what I would get them. But loosely, Hellsing would probably be a stream. Death Note would... Actually, both Death Note and Girl Who Left Through Time would at least be a buy. Death Note might even be Certified Frosty, considering a lot of factors. Girl Who Left Through Time. Oh. See, I don't give out Certified Frosties lightly, so I would need to sit there and think about it for a while, which I don't have the time to do, unfortunately, because I'm almost a quarter of the way through here. I have a feeling I'm not going to actually get through all my emails, and I apologize if I don't get to your email. This one's from Isaac... Yes, Isaac M. Or Rogue Snowball. So we all know you love anime and that you wear a red Canadian uniform. Fun fact, it's actually closer to the British version of the uniform. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. That you have the power to cause this cool, weird, glindy, snatty fits. I've always wondered, what does a typical day in the life of Arcata consist of? Who is the man behind the camera? Okay, I actually already answered this. It's very boring. My life is horrible. I don't get why people find me interesting, nor do I get why so many people are watching me talk right now. Seriously, do you guys not have anything better to do? Okay, I can understand like 5 or 10 people coming over here, but what? Live your life. Find something else to do. I don't know. I look at this and I'm just like, wow, I did not expect this many people. After 6 years. Okay. That's 3 questions. That's an asking if I will review something. From Skylon in Puerto Rico, what anime made me cry? Well, I technically did that. Clannad After Story, Anohana, EF Tale Memories. There you go. A couple of paragraphs. I'm skipping through things that are very long because I know I'm not going to get through them otherwise. This one was from Thomas F. What are my thoughts on a bridged series? I'm pretty sure that's the general feeling of it. That's because you seem to... that's why you're asking. Okay, what are your thoughts on a bridged series? Because I ask this because you seem to have strong beliefs in buying anime on DVD rather than streaming them. So, not so reputable websites and copyright law, blah, 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 blah. In that regard, I don't have anything against a bridged series. As if I did, I wouldn't be in one. I'm in Everbridged. If you didn't know that, over on Geekout's channel, go over, watch them. But yeah, in that regard, I don't have anything against a bridge series, because I know a bridge series technically abridged, but there's come a point now where they're kind of their own thing. They use the footage, but they kind of make their own story using the footage. It's kind of like how official dubs used to be made, but like gone horribly wrong, and let the internet run rampant on them. I'm totally fine with the bridge series. That's totally cool. Assuming, well, it depends on, like, if it was an abridged series that very obviously got their content from various places that's less than appetizing. But things like Team 4-Star and Karibo and so forth, yeah, no, they're good at what they do. Go ahead and do that. You asked a bunch of questions, so I'm just going to pick one. Which one actually seems interesting? Okay, here's one. Oh, okay. I almost said the wrong name because your email has a different name than what you signed it. You signed it Edol, Elodai, or something. And one of your questions was, what led you to start watching anime and then review them on the channel? I lived in Newfoundland and I had no one to talk to, so I made a video. And I kept making videos, and apparently people watched them. So that's how that happened. That is indeed how that happened. From Thomas. What is your favorite video game of all time? Mine is BioShock. Well, his is BioShock, not mine. Favorite video game of all time. Currently, I'd have to say Mass Effect 2. If I sat and thought about it for long enough, I could probably think of one that I actually preferred better, but for the most part, I actually think it's Mass Effect 2. Not 3, Mass Effect 2, very specifically. Yeah, no. No, Mass Effect 2. Mass Effect 2. David B. What is the worst anime in your opinion? What's the favorite? Well, the worst is School Days. Best, I don't think I have a best. I have so, because best is very, very hard. Actually, even worse, it probably ain't School Days. It's probably something like Dead Leaves. You know that, or Ruin Explorers, because Ruin Explorers is boring. At least School Days had something to it. Favorite, no, I don't think I'd be able to answer favorite. I watch too many anime to be actually able to nail down a favorite. I like things, but I don't think I could nail down a favorite, unfortunately. From Idol P. Everyone stumbled upon anime in a different way. For example, mine was watching Samurai 7 and wondering what kind of genre is that. How did you stumble upon anime and when? It wasn't so much of a stumble. If we're going back to like my original first anime that I ever watched as a kid, it was not so much of a stumble as a sort of flip channel. Hey, it's Sailor Moon. Let's see what this is. And also, I think my sisters were watching it at the time. And then later, anime was because a couple of people I knew went to an anime club. So I went to go see what all the hubbub was about. And that was the anime club at my high school. That was a thing. Well, actually, my sister joined the anime club before then because she went to the high school that I went to before I did. And I heard stories about how great the anime club was. I remember a story about one particular anime that she said was very good, and I still haven't watched it. Apparently there was a line, and a guy was like... Oh, what was he like? I can't even remember. Crap! I feel really horrible for starting that story and not finishing it. Anyway, next question. Okay. To Mr. Lee M. He starts off by saying, I have a few questions for you, and then the rest of the email is blank. I'm quite sure you actually sent it later, so we'll keep going, and hopefully we'll find it, Mr. Lee. From Mr. Alan S., can you give a rough list of upcoming anime that you plan on watching and perhaps reviewing? No, because I don't actually plan that far ahead. I know what my next review is going to be, up until the point where I probably start writing the review and decide that, nope, this sucks, and then I scrap it, as tends to be the case. And then I have general thoughts of like things like Brotherhood eventually, and that kind of thing. But beyond that, I don't really plan that far ahead. That's really dark. Hold on. That's a bit brighter. I just turned on one of my lights, so that might help a little bit. A little bite. This is from Spencer. I wanted to know if you have watched the D. Gray Man anime and what I thought about the ending if I had watched it. I haven't watched the D. Gray Man ending, but I read the first couple of volumes of the manga. I enjoyed it, and I meant to go watch the anime. I just haven't yet. From Liam M. Have you watched Lupin the Third of the Detective Conan series? I've watched very little. My Lupin the Third consists of Cagliostro, and actually, in when I went to Anime North, a good friend of mine, Professor Otaku, he was rooming with me, and he had on DVD, because I think Discotheque. I think it's Discotheque. Somebody released the original Lupin the Third on DVD, sub only, of course. But he had it, and we watched like a little bit of it before we were like falling asleep in the middle of the night, because it was pretty late. This was oh, there we go. Hey Lee, I found his thing, and it's just ridiculously okay. What anime do you want another season for? I already did that. What are your favorite anime studios? UFO Table, Bones, Madhouse when they're making films, Ghibli, and what currently airing anime have you picked up and what stands up the most? So far I haven't really picked up anything except Ass Classroom, because I was watching it and I was going to do an FR on it. Yep, screw it. Starting to drink. Damn these emails, they drive me to drink! Or something. I'm not sure. Okay. From Duncan. Has anime made your life better, and if so, how? Anime has made my life a lot more entertaining. Because it is an entertaining medium, and I enjoy watching anime. So, yes, anime has made my life better in quite a lot of ways. It's because of anime that I'm even sitting here doing this. Yeah. Anyway. Have I seen... Yes. Whoa, hello. That's weird. I don't know how to respond to this. Okay. I've technically already answered this question. Okay, first was a big paragraph that I had to read. It was not signed, but it was sent from Arcada is my hero. I don't know how to respond to that. But the actual question was, what did you do before you started to review? And I answered that by saying I wrapped meat at a grocery store in Newfoundland, in the middle of nowhere. Well, that's a lie. Newfoundland's not really the middle of nowhere. It's just a giant rock in the middle of the ocean. That's what I did before then. And before that, I was at high school. The magical place that I hate. I hated high school. Hated it, 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 hated it. Hated high school. Okay. This is from Chris M. How is your life in academics throughout middle and high school? And what is the Canadian school system like? I don't really know how to answer this because I don't really have much to compare it to. Because all I have is the Canadian school system, so I don't really know what the American system is like. So I can't say, this is the differences. I could just say things. Hello. I just saw something I need to fix. Apologies. Anyway, so... And that's probably... I actually know what's going to happen because I just did a thing. Anyway, yeah, I don't really have anything to compare it to, so I can't really say anything, because it was fine, I guess. I had a weird elementary school life in that I was the runt in the class. I was the one that everybody picked on, like a lot. I also have this bounce in my step, which apparently was very weird. I had a lisp in very early elementary school that I got teased for. Actually, got teased for a lot of things, mainly because I wasn't the brightest of kids. Also, I really wanted to fit in, sometimes too much so, and then it never really worked out, which probably led to a lot of my emotional problems now, and my social problems, mostly. But I went to a multitude of elementary schools. I was at one elementary school in Mississauga until the end of grade 2. Then we moved to the country, and I went to an elementary school there from grades 3 until 2 months into grade 7. Was taken out of that elementary school due to bullying problems and a lot of other nasty stuff, and moved into a different elementary school that I spent the remainder of my elementary school years at, and it wasn't that much better. I only had the nobody knows who the hell I am going for me, which was a nice little bonus. And then I went to high school for 4 years, and then I spent a year off and I made anime reviews, and then I went to university while also making anime reviews. A big chunk of me making anime reviews was at university. Fun fact. So... Okay, I'm going to say this even though I don't really know if I have an answer to it. This is from Jacob W. Here's my question for you. In your reviews, you use either a point-based system or a stream by Frosty, or in the case of school days, cleanse it with holy fire. What is the reason you... What is the reason you some and not others, and how does they relate to each other? So what is the reason I gave some things and others other things? Most of it was... because I had the feel about it. I'm not going to go into details about the number system because I don't use it anymore. But generally, the stream by and Frosty things. Streams is for things that... Well, actually, no. It starts at by. By is the kind of thing that if for whatever reason I magically ever went into your house, saw your shelf, and I saw this thing on your shelf, I'd be like, hey, you have good taste. That's what the by is for. Stream is for the things that are less than that generally, unless it's like just don't watch it at all, which is fucking usually. And then Certified Frosty is like the best, but I try to avoid giving too many of those out. I've been meaning to compile a list of Certified Frosty things because people keep asking me for them, and then I just never do it. I really should. But really, it's just a matter of me going back through all my videos and actually figuring out which ones I gave Certified Frosty to. Most of them I probably remember if I asked them, but I couldn't actually list them out. Somebody sent me an image. Whoops. Wrong button. Okay. And I can't really show it, so I'm going to actually move on. Thoughts on... How long is your tail? From Caitlin B. How long? Okay, fine. How long is your hair, and what does your hair look like outside of the ponytail? Okay, so she asked the magic question. Well, before the question was asked, how long is the hair? And that's about this length. There's my arm. So Yes. I'm gonna be like Cousin It. That's less appealing. Anyway, that kind of thing. So that's how long my hair is, and then I just put it up. I really should do something with it. I just haven't done it because of reasons. Dealing with my hair is tiring. Anyway. Next question. What do I think of? No. From Jonathan L. What anime would you recommend as a gateway anime? I've been trying various things on my friend and family, but most anime is just too dark, shonen, bizarre, or Japanese for most people to stick through them and find them interesting. Honestly, the best gateway anime is something very personal to them. Anytime if I was to try and drag somebody into anime, I would find out what they actually enjoy and find an anime that is like that. So it's different for various different people. My dad, it was Ghost in the Shell, because he's a very big sci-fi buff. So Ghost in the Shell worked perfectly. What I would normally recommend, not so much as a gateway anime, but a very well-rounded anime, is Full Metal Panic. That basically has everything. If you can get through Full Metal Panic, you'll be set for life, because Full Metal Panic has everything in it. It's got different colored hair, it's got the comedy, it's got the serious bits, it's got mech, it's kind of a shonen in some ways. Okay. From AB. I say AB because A is his first name and his last name starts with B. What is your favorite AMV in a bridge series and why? My favorite AMV, now I haven't watched a lot of AMVs in the last couple of years, so this is a bit older one. And I think my favorite AMV wasn't Skittles. Shit, what was it called? It was this really weird one, and it was Hibine Renmei and another romance series that I actually still haven't bothered to pick up. I meant to, but it was mainly Hibine Renmei, and it was done in Russia for that really awesome anime con that has the balls to the wall amazing AMVs done for it. Shit, I can't remember the name of it, but it was a very long time ago. Anyway, that would have been it. And favorite abridged series. I could be biased and say Everbridged, but not including that one because I'm in that one and I have a bias. Probably, maybe Hellsing Abridged. Hey kids, want to see a dead body? Anyway, Hellsing Abridged probably. I'll just go with that for now. I'll probably change my mind later, as I do quite often. You may wonder why sometimes I have this quizzical face while I'm trying to read it, and sometimes because I'm trying to read the question so I understand what it is so I can answer it if I have an answer to it. And sometimes grammar is a thing. So this one's from Andrew B. My question is there too much of in anime these days moe or fan service? So I'm guessing what he's asking is there too much moe fan service in anime these days? Just swap things over. And I don't think there's a too much. There's a definite prevalence, mainly because they sell, and that's definitely a thing. But I don't think there's a such thing as too much, because if it gets to a point of too much, it literally becomes all anime is, and then after that is just a matter of well, that's it. That's all there is. But I don't think we're ever gonna get to that point, because that's extreme point. Very weird extreme. How are you still watching me? I am not this interesting. Seriously. I'm actually expecting people from other apartments to start banging on the walls and stuff, saying, "You're talking too loud." Huh? What? Okay, this one's from Marionette. Over several reviews, I've come to notice that at times you include clips and references from and to certain shows, bracket, such as Guilty Crown, bracket, that you do not currently have reviews or reactions for. Do you intend to review these shows at any point? When have I ever used Guilty Crown? I don't think I've ever used Guilty Crown. I don't own Guilty Crown, so I don't know where I would have got the footage for Guilty Crown. And I have yet to watch Guilty Crown. Yes. Ooh, he hasn't watched Guilty Crown yet. I have yet to watch Guilty Crown, so why would I use it in a video? I bet somebody later is going to tweet me at one of my videos where I actually use Guilty Crown footage, and then I'll be like, oh, that's the reason, but I can't actually think of why I use Guilty Crown. Generally, if I use footage from an anime, it's not always because I will review it. Sometimes it is. For example, I did this really cool thing in the Hellsing Ultimate review where I actually used footage from everything from the following review week of Awesome in the review. I thought I was being clever. It's probably really stupid, actually. Knowing me. From Page King, if I could take out one anime trope, such as Tsundere's moe, incest, or too many episodes, then which trope would it be? Lack of endings! That's a trope. It's not really a trope, but it's just a commonality that I'm getting sick and tired of. Okay. Thoughts on best of... Okay, this one is from Mike C. I was wondering if you ever plan on playing the Yumeneko no Naku Koro ni visual novel, and if so, would you consider playing the first couple of chapters or so on Twitch? P.S. It is amazing. I'd love to. It is something that I wouldn't mind doing, especially considering how crap the anime adaptation is. And I've heard really good things. It's a matter of I don't know where to get a copy of Yumeneko, because if I'm going to do it, and if I'm going to do it on Twitch, I need a copy of it, because that's kind of one of my rules. Like, for example, I'm currently playing Pokemon Silver on my Twitch stream, and I have that. I've been looking around for my actual cartridge. Actually, is it in the box? Okay, no, the box is empty. I've been looking for my actual cartridge. I have a feeling it's like blocked up in one of the boxes with all my N64 gear, because I would put it like in the game pack, because I own Pokemon Stadium 2. Anyway, one of my things for Twitch is that if I play a game on Twitch, I have to own it. So I have the box for Pokemon Silver to prove that I own it. So if I was going to play the Yumeneko no Naku Koro ni visual novel, I would need to own a copy of it, and I have no idea where to get one. So that's a thing. That is indeed a thing. What do I think of? From Mike C. If I had to live in an anime world for the rest of my life, what show would it be? Well, I just have to pick a show that probably won't involve me dying. Because that's the thing. If you're going to be in a show, you're going to be a background character in a show. So what show would I like to be a background character of? I would probably just pick a random show like Hyoka and be like, well, if I'm a background character in Hyoka, I'm just living... Actually, I could be a background character in Hyoka right now, for all I know. Because I'm in Canada, and Hyoka does nothing to do with that, nor does it have anything big and things like that. So, yeah, probably something like that. Probably something harmless. Probably something harmless, because I don't think I'd be able to deal otherwise. Okay. From Oddball. Are you really doing this? Okay. Okay, did he actually do this? Because he did a bit of a paragraph first. I need to... he's doing this, and I wish I had the proper answer to it. What is your name? My name is Tristan Arcata Gallant. What is your quest to make anime review videos? What is the average... what is the average velocity of an unladen swallow? I actually had an answer to this. I used to bookmark it, because I thought it would be a thing, and I'm pretty sure I deleted the bookmark. Somebody actually calculated the average velocity of an unladen swallow, and they did like the math and everything for it, and I'd be like, that. But I don't have that. Anyway, thank you, Oddball. Thank you. What do you think of... What's my opinion on Unlimited Blade Works? Don't have one yet. Oh, okay. This one's from Bernadette S. Every time I watch a review from you, my eye lingers somehow to the posters behind you. How do I get anime posters in general? The majority of mine I bought from cons, not gonna lie. It's actually very hard to get posters unless you go to a brick and mortar store to do it. So I buy them at cons. Some of them, though, the fabric ones I actually got on the internet. But I don't recommend going that route because they're a pain in the ass to do. For example, what can you see? You can see the bottom of Steins Gate. You can see the bottom of Tomoyo. You can see the bottom of Madoka. And there's also a Yuki Nagato one on the far side. And those are actually cloth posters, and I got those off of Amazon, I think. But they took months and shipping delays. I ordered them in, like, September of last year. Not last year, like 2 Septembers ago. And it was, like, past New Year's when I finally got them, because they were a pain in the ass to get. So just... I guess you can go that route if you want to, but the most of the actual laminated ones I got at cons. Like at Anime North, there's a couple of booths that have a very big box just full of laminated posters, and they are just like $2 for $5 or something. and then you just like surf through them, and I just pick them out and hand them $5 and move on. And that's where I got a lot of my posters. That is where I got a lot of my posters. This one's from Bridget T. How do you have time to make all of these reviews? I don't know how. I remember you said that you made them going through university, which must have been a hectic time for you. I'm about to enter 6th form in the UK, but I want to embrace my love for anime more. Have more times for social times, relationships, free times, or anything. How did you cope, and do you have any tips? Fun fact. Me making anime reviews in university, my fondest memories, of course, was my first year of university when I made anime reviews. So this is going back to when I reviewed the first season of Spice and Wolf, when I reviewed Last Exile, when I reviewed Soul Eater, those ones. I used to do all of those reviews in one day. So I had a class. It was a Wednesday that I did this. I had class in the morning, usually from 9 till 11:30, 12. I would get back into my dorm room by 12. I would have a script written by 3. I would start editing by 5, and I would have the video up on Blip, because I was using Blip at the time. And I'd usually have the video up on Blip by 11 or midnight, and then I'd go to bed. That was me reviewing back in the day, and because that would be my review day, and then the rest of the week was me dealing with school and watching things. But that was back in the day. I couldn't do that now. I could not write, film, and edit a review in a day anymore. It just wouldn't happen. It takes too long. And most of the time now it takes a week. Granted, I do spread it out a bit more. I don't try to do everything all in one go. But usually I try to be like a day to write, so then I have like a little bit of leeway time. Filming takes a few hours because I got to get the camera and everything set up, and then I usually do a couple of takes of everything that has to be filmed, and then I do the audio recording. And editing, I could probably do all of the editing in a day, but I spread it out between 2 days just to give myself some breathing room. And plus for the unknown, so like content ID and that sort of thing. From Adrian M. What is your favorite Cowboy Bebop episode? Probably Perry at LeFou. Because Perry at LeFou is an amazing episode. Actually, I'm just going to go with that. That was from Adrian M. I'm going to go with Perry at LeFou as my favorite Bebop episode. It probably isn't, but it's definitely my most memorable one. Either that or the one with Andy. Anybody remember Andy? Such a great guy, that Andy. Such a great guy. Okay, these are 3 questions, but they're quick questions. This is from Paul, and I'm guessing he's from the Netherlands, because he's like, do you draw anime or manga, or do you draw in general? No, I can draw stick figures. I'm pretty decent at stick figures. That's about it. Will I ever visit the Netherlands, same as Europe? The answer is, if I ever had the money, I'd love to. But I don't, so not anytime soon. Apologies. And third question is, how do you keep track of the shows you've seen? I remember. Or I put them on the shelf. That's generally how it works. Like I could use an anime tracking website, because I know a lot of people do, but meh, that's the kind of thing that happens. What are my thoughts on? What the hell? No, okay. It's funny. Oh no, I'm not answering that question. But now people are going to ask me. I shouldn't have said that, because now people are going to ask me. Shit. Okay, this is from Zachariah. What's your opinion on me? I don't have an opinion on me. It's a thing that exists. And people keep asking me what my opinion is on me. I don't have an opinion on me. It's a thing that exists. I found it entertaining to watch the one time. And I like watching other people watch it. It's pretty funny. But beyond that, I really don't have an opinion on me. I really don't. Am I ever going to review Monster? Well, if they ever release it, I'd love to. Ooh, this is from Canada. From Carolyn. From Carolyn in Canada. Cut straight to the question. I was wondering, since you review so many anime, do you prefer a certain genre over the other? I like the slice of life genre to a point. I like slice of life when it's attached to another genre. So I like slice of life when it's not just its own thing. So if I'm watching a slice of life show that is literally all slice of life, it's a hit or miss. So like Lucky Star or something. But if it's slice of life as well as something else, I enjoy it a lot more. It's a good subgenre that I enjoy. From Helge, I can't pronounce that. I'm not good with it. It's a German name because you're from Germany. Helge, Helge. I need to get better at pronunciations. I apologize. But which of the upcoming spring season anime are you most hyped for, and why? I'm most hyped for an anime that I'm guessing may or may not come out in the spring because it's currently TBA, and that is the disappearance of Yuki Nagato-chan. Or not Chan, just Yuki Nagato. I'm very excited for that one. That's about it. From Hannah B, when we do a new top video tomorrow. No, literally, it's done. I just need to make sure I can get it up and it'll actually stay up. That's about it. From Cameron C, if you were stranded on a desert island, which 5 anime characters would you take with you and why? 5 anime characters I would take with me and why? Probably the 5 most likely anime characters to actually get us off the island. Can I think of who that would be? Because you have to go a certain distance because you'd have to make sure that they would actually take me with them. Because I could like bring in a bunch of supernatural characters. Like I could say I want to bring Alucard because I know Alucard would get off the island. And I was like, yes, that's true. Alucard probably would get off the island, but he would probably not take me with him, or he would kill me before then. So that's probably not a good choice. I would need to pick maybe Sosuke Sagara. Let's start with Sosuke Sagara. Because if there was a way to get off the island, he'd figure it out. So there's one. Magical route. Some good mage or someone. Actually, any character from Little Witch Academia that has a broom. We'll go that one. Maybe a random Gundam pilot. Preferably one that has their Gundam on remote control. That's 3. Lena Inverse. 4. And one more. The Major from Ghost in the Shell. There we go. So the closest one that could actually kill me would be Lena Inverse, but she would motivate the other people, I think, maybe. So there we go. Thank you, Cameron. What do I review? Yes. What do I think of? Yes. What do I think of? Yes. Have I watched? No. I'm sorry if I found very blasé, but I'm trying. I'm not even halfway through these questions yet, and I'm already at least halfway through the time that I have because I have to stop at a certain point. So I'm trying to get through as many of these as I can actually answer. Oh, hello. Oh, okay. This one's from Jordan S. from England. He asks, with the original Ghost in the Shell film being 20 years old this year, I was wondering how much the film holds up to today's standards. I think it holds up amazingly well, actually. I think the original Ghost in the Shell film really does hold up amazingly well. I'm considering it was done with cell shading. There are a lot of really good cell shaded works that hold up really well. I think there was another one. What was the other one I was thinking of? Maybe it was one of the Archmage movies. But no, Ghost in the Shell holds up amazingly well. I would also say that Standalone Complex for an anime that was made in 2004. That's 11 years old, and that holds up amazingly well. So, yeah, Ghost in the Shell is just very, very good in general. Oh, hello. That's weird. Hold on. Huh. This is from somebody who apparently is from the University of the Philippines, because there's a thing at the bottom of it. But the question was, what characters in anime do you find so extremely annoying or badly written to have destroyed the show that they're in altogether? Usually they don't destroy the anime altogether because they're usually a side character. Ooh, no. Davis. Digimon Adventure 2. Davis. I hate Davis so much. Hate him. Hate him, hate him, hate him. Davis, yes. And it's Frozen. Or is it? Okay, there we go. From Bram, how do I watch anime? I watch anime in multiple locations. I watch it on this monitor here sitting in front of me when I can. Also, when I can, I stream it out to the crap television so I can lie on a couch and be really lazy. And that's usually how I watch anime. Also, I have a PS3 hooked up to that television so I can use Crunchyroll on it, which is, I think, pretty amazing. Funimation needs to get a PS3 app or something. Granted, I could always just plug this thing into the TV and then just stream off Funimation's website. But that takes effort, and when I do that, I want to be lazy. I probably do it anyway. From Brandon, what's an anime that you really liked but everybody seems to hate? I don't know. I don't know if there is an anime that I really like that everybody seems to hate. Closest argument I ever think recently was Toradora. But I agree with him on some cases. I just disagree in some cases. Here's one that I liked, but not so much that I think people hate, but so much people just don't care for. Scrapped Princess. I really enjoyed Scrapped Princess, but anytime I bring it up, people are just like, I think that would be the closest answer I have to that. Yes. 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 When are you going to review Full Metal Alchemist? Eventually. From Kelly. Out of all of the Hitalia personifications, besides your own country, which is your favorite and why? Italy's fun. America's also... Actually, a lot of them are just fun to watch because of just how ridiculously stereotypical they are. I like watching Germany. This is wunderbar, Japan. I might have just peaked my mic, and if I did, I apologize. See? Scrap Princess was boring. Someone in the chat said Scrap Princess was boring. See? See? Perfect. Now I don't feel so bad about that answer. I do not feel so bad about that answer now, because it seems to work. I'll just say a lot of them, because a lot of Italia characters are interesting to watch. Oh my god. From Mirani, if I was forced to attend Oron Academy and had to get locked up in a room with a member of the host club, which member would I prefer it to be and why? It'd be boring to be in with Haruhi. Wouldn't want to be with twins. Probably Honey Senpai. Yeah, let's go with Honey Senpai. Because then we'd probably eat sweets. Oh, that'd be amazing. Just eat sweets all the day. All the day. All the time. Jeez, wake up. Wake up. Okay. You remember that time I slapped myself in a review? You guys probably don't remember it. It was a review of Planetes. I legitimately slapped myself in the face and it hurt a lot. The things I do for my videos. Man. Although that was a long time ago and I haven't really done that since. From Mr. Hakizak, what location do you film the videos, or where do you live? As in a suburb, a state, a country. I live in a town in Ontario of Canada. And I record my videos in an apartment building, which is where I am now. Yeah. From Michael D. I was wondering if you would ever consider doing an anime collection video. I love watching your reviews, watch them all, blah, blah, blah. Wanted to know, curious as to what you had over 6 years of collecting. I've been collecting a lot longer than 6 years. I've just been reviewing for 6 years. The reason why I haven't done a video on my anime collection, like I could just take a camera to that shelf, is because that shelf doesn't hold everything. I have a lot of things spread out among the two places that I used to live, specifically my two parents' houses, and I haven't retrieved all of my anime from them, and I've been meaning to do it, but I'm going to if I'm going to do a video that says, this is my anime collection, I want everything in it first, okay? I don't want to have to make amendments later. Saying, oh, I did own this, but I don't have it now. No, I didn't want to do that. So I've been trying to get a hold of every copy of everything that I actually own for at least the last year or so. And after I do all that, then I will be doing a collection video. But until then, It's just kind of on standby. It is kind of on standby. From Craig P. What anime films or shows do you think has influenced your taste in anime the most? This is my contemplating face. Probably the ones that I like the most, and I watched when I first watched things. So, Clanad, back in the day, Clanad. Going really far back, old Ghibli, things that I used to watch. Ooh, here's one. Moncoli Nights. Did anybody watch Moncoli Nights? I really want Moncoli Nights to come out. Discotheque should go and grab Moncoli Nights, especially the dub for it. The dub was horrible, like by dub standards, but it's like nostalgic reasons I want to re-listen to the dub. Moncoli Nights. I want to rewatch Moncoli Nights. Cardcaptor Sakura. I need to get a copy of that now that it's out again. Well, sort of out-ish thing. I need to get a copy of it. Or was that the one that was out? Or maybe I'm mistaking that with the re-release of Sailor Moon, which I know is out. I have somebody's messaging me. Hold on. Can I hold on to it now? Yeah, I don't need to answer that yet. That was from a friend of mine. Anyway, he can wait. Okay. From Cyborg Machine in the UK. Oh, he actually put his name in here. That's okay. Cyborg Machine, you know who you are. If you could be one character in one universe with one power, what would your choices be? For example, my character would be England from Italia, because I am really sarcastic and British. It's not necessarily a bad thing. The universe would have to be either Railgun or Cowboy Bebop. And my power would be... Your power would be Akira? Okay. So if I was to be a person in a place with a power... Okay. I'd probably be Major Kusanagi in... I'm guessing I can't pick Ghost in the Shell, otherwise that'd be amazing. Actually. Major Kusanagi in Hellsing with superpowers of some sorts. Beyond android-like abilities. Let's go with that. Mr. Cyborg Machine! Can I review? Yes. Okay, that doesn't make a lot of sense, so I'm skipping it. Oh, you use bold! Okay. Here's a good question. This one's from Andre H. What do you do if you want to watch a certain anime, but it has not and likely will not be licensed by any companies outside of Japan and cannot be watched on any legal sites either? See, this is why torrents do come in handy. The problem with torrents is that some people don't seem to get the fine line of torrents. I don't mind torrenting if there is literally no other way for you to get it. So, like, if you're in a country where legal streaming doesn't exist and nobody licenses anything for your country, go find a torrent. Go be free with that. It's mostly in North America. I don't like people that are just like, oh, I went and I downloaded all of Full Metal Alchemist, and I'm just like, you can watch Full Metal Alchemist for free. Just go and watch it on Funimation's site. I'm pretty sure you can watch Full Metal Alchemist on their site. I'd be surprised if you couldn't watch Full Metal Alchemist on Funimation's site. But it's the kind of thing that if it's not available anywhere, go torrent it, I guess. But literally, that's the only reason. If you can do it legally, do it, for the love of God. But if there's no other option, then I can't really blame you. So, like, what's a good example? Like, if I told people, what's a show that I've positively reviewed but you can't get? If you wanted to watch Deno Coil, you can't, because it doesn't exist anywhere. So you'd have to get fan subs from it somewhere. And Deno Coil is amazing. You should get it. And then you can ask, well, how do you justify this? And I'd kind of justify it by saying that if there's enough of a fan base of a show because of fan subs, it will get licensed eventually. That's kind of the thing. I almost feel, well, unless it's a legal issue as to why it didn't get licensed in the first place. Because I look at some series and I'm just like, how the hell has this not been licensed yet? So I look at, well, I've mentioned it like 2 or 3 times already, but Hyoka. How has Hyoka not licensed yet Chinibyo has been? That doesn't make sense to me. So I'm guessing there's probably a legal issue there, or maybe or maybe dubbing companies just, or not dubbing companies, licensing companies just don't think that anybody wants it, which is a thing. Because I do remember there used to be a time, it's probably still in existence, but there used to be a time where companies would look at popularities of fan subs to decide what to license. That was a thing. It might still be a thing. I'm not sure who's in charge of picking up various different shows, but that might still be a factor. So if you can't get it legally anywhere, go nuts, be free with that. But if you can get it legally or watch it legally, do that thing. Because that's usually what I get annoyed with. Somebody sent me a giant picture of Gabe Newell, asking if I will do another anniversary stream once Half-Life 3 is out. Okay. No, seriously, there's a giant picture of Gabe Newell. Giant picture of Gabe Newell. I don't know why somebody sent me a giant picture of Gabe Newell. Okay. Giant picture of Gabe Newell. Whatever. I don't get it. Okay. This one's from Jeffrey C. I noticed in the review week of Awesome Aftermath, your reaction to Excel World being so high seemed as though you didn't like it. Could you give a brief reason as to why that would be? And awesome sauce, pun intended, I'm not ashamed. Excel World is just a show that I thought I would like a lot and then didn't. I almost actually feel like that was a question earlier today. But either way, it just seems like a show that I would be really into, but then I wasn't. That's kind of it. So that's why I didn't really feel it, because I don't get Excel World. Like, I get it. I'm interested in it. I just don't like the main character. It just doesn't seem that interesting to me. Do you plan on doing a review of maybe? This one's from Justin L. Do you communicate with any fellow anime reviewers, such as Big Long List? I'm guessing you mean fellow anime YouTubers. Generally not, because again, I'm not that big of a social person. So unless they've been involved with Podtaku at any point in time, the answer is probably no. Although some of the people you have on the list here, I have this like nagging suspicion that they don't like me for whatever reason. I don't know why, but I've just like heard through grapevines and so forth that they don't necessarily enjoy me. Maybe it's just a content thing, I'm not sure. So that's probably a thing. I'm not against talking to people, it's just that I'm not usually the one to start the conversation because I'm bad at that kind of thing. These questions, they drive me to drink! And I know I already made that joke, but I'm making it again. Do I plan on reviewing? I'd like to know, what visual novels have you read and which ones do you like the best? Well, I've only read 3 to completion now. It used to be 2, but I recently finished one on stream, which was Steins Gate. But the only other 2 that I've actually finished to completion, and not just parts of it, was the Tsukihime, and one that I have there, but it has a couple of stuff on top of it, so I'm not going to try and drag it out. And I'm currently playing it on my stream, actually. It's called Ever 17, The Out of Infinity. And that's my history with visual novels. I've played a bit of Karawa Shoujo, and I've played a bit of How to Full Boyfriend. Oh, God. Oh, God, and before you ask, I actually own a copy of the School Days visual novel. Haven't played it, though. I installed it once, which was very tricky because I had to make sure I touched the case and the CD without actually touching it, so I had, like, gloves. I was very careful. But yeah, no, the ones that I've actually completed are the ones that I enjoy the most. So like Steins Gate, I enjoy the hell out of, and I have it sitting over there on my shelf. Ever 17, I enjoy the hell out of, which is why I'm playing it for my stream right now. Maybe I'll even eventually like Yumeneko when I get around to it. This is from Isaac. What kind of shampoo do you use? Normally it's a no-name brand because it's cheap and I don't have a lot of money. Somebody sent me a link. Oh, and it's not available. Oh, I'm sorry, Suin. I'm sorry. Suin from JTalker, she sent me an email. She starts the email off by saying, drop shadows, gradients, or aerial black. Which would I choose as a weapon to fight with? Drop shadows, gradients, or aerial black. I say Ariel black, and I imagine Ariel from The Little Mermaid, but a black version. I don't need no man. That'd be really weird. Nobody'd take that, although it's on the internet. It's free now. Well, what do I choose as a weapon to fight with? That's just weird. I guess I'll go drop shadows, I guess. And she has a link there. Also explain this to an Imager link, and it doesn't go anywhere. So I'm sorry, Suin. You'll have to show that to me later. I'm sure you'll have fun doing that. So that was you, Suin. Next up. Except it's froze. Give it a minute. It likes doing that. Come on. Come on. Come on. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, okay. This one's from Aaron A. Question for you is, why do you no longer list international distributors for anime? I live in Australia, so hearing if it's either from Mad Men or manga has been really useful to me. And the reason I stopped doing it is because my information of when I used to use it in reviews was not necessarily accurate. And it's the kind of thing that I don't like saying information if it's not accurate. So I stopped listing international distributors because I could not find a good place on the internet that actually told me whether or not something was distributed internationally. Because some of the places that didn't list all of them, and even sometimes when it said it did, it actually didn't, and it was just easier for me to get rid of it. If I could ever find a place that would actually tell me, I would add them back in, but I haven't found a reliable place as of yet. From John F. Do you think you will ever review any of Miyazaki's films? Probably not. Not because I don't want to. I'd love to. But because if you talk to anybody that does anything anime related on YouTube, they will tell you Ghibli is death when it comes to trying to put up a video on YouTube. It is very, very difficult to put any sort of Ghibli footage on YouTube at all. In fact, I'm an extremely lucky person for having done it before. Because in my top anime opening... No, not my top anime openings... In my top recommended anime-ish, I actually had a couple of Ghibli clips in there, and I somehow got away with it. But for the most part, they're kind of death. Also, I don't see the point in doing it when most people have seen Ghibli anyway, and if you haven't, you should just go see Ghibli. There's my blanket recommendation. If it has Ghibli on it, go watch it. There you go. So, there it is. There's my review. What was my favorites? I don't have a favorites. Will I ever do top lists? Yes. Okay. This was from Aaron K. Do I like the Gundam franchise? And what is your favorite series? Mine is 00. Well, mine is also 00. Actually. Yeah, no. Though I haven't watched enough Gundam to really say. My experience with Gundam has been 00, second season of 00, Wing, Endless Waltz, and Stardust Memory. Pretty sure that's all the Gundam I've ever watched. I think I saw a bit of Turn A, and that's about it. But that's my history with Gundam. So I know nothing about the original timeline. I know nothing about Char or anything like that. So my knowledge of Gundam is very limited. So based on that, 00. I haven't even watched Seed, though. Then I've been steered away from Seed so many times. So many times. So many times. I've been at this for 2 hours already. I love you guys. Oh, okay. From Nick H. What was your most favorite, or, if you'd rather, most painstakingly treacherous to work on review to this date? Not really so much treacherous, but I'll say, well, not review, but I'll say the most treacherous video I ever created was the most recent version of the anime openings list, because content ID on YouTube is a very big problem, and trying to get around it can be done, it's just difficult, and having to do it for 50 different animes, even though I don't think animes is the proper word, anime, just in a plural format, That was probably the most treacherous. It's the most time-consuming. Though this ending list that I've been working on has been pretty treacherous, all told. All told. Okay. This one's from Chase. Chase H. Huge fan. Cool. Question to you is, when it comes to analyzing dubbed anime, do you find yourself watching shows because of a certain voice actor? I do, or this guy. He does because of J. Michael Tatum, Steve Blum, and recently Ian Sinclair. Just curious as to your favorite turn-offs, aka Bryce Papenbrook. Lol. Thanks again. What's wrong with Bryce Papenbrook? Both Papenbrooks have been cool. Though I haven't watched enough of the Titan dub yet. I've seen some of the Titan dub, but I haven't had the time to actually sit down and watch the Titan dub. I'll probably end up watching the Titan dub when I find somebody that hasn't watched Attack on Titan and I want to show them Attack on Titan. So, yeah, that'll probably be a thing. Yeah. Anyway, so that's a thing. So from Coolio Ash, a bunch of questions, but they're in quick fire format, so I can go through them. What is your favorite anime in terms of pure enjoyment? Clan ad. What is your favorite anime in terms of pure criticism? Kyo no Kyokai. What is your favorite anime to review? Digimon Tamers. Why did you start doing this 6 years ago? Because I had no one to talk to about anime 6 years ago, so I started to do it. And why did you name your channel Glass Reflection? And where did Arcata come from? Glass Reflection is because I thought I was being cool, and I am reviewing things that are on glass. Namely, well, at the time, tube top TVs, although now it's more so monitors that not really are glass. They're just kind of like this plastic film and a bunch of other things. And I'm reflecting on things with glass. I thought I was being like all deep and philosophical, and really I just thought it sounded cool. Kind of a chinibio like that. As far as Arcata goes, that's a little interesting bit of a detailed story. The name actually comes, it's based off of, I can't remember the original story because I didn't actually come up with it. My parents came up with it, actually. Not for me. My dad used to have a contracting company because he did a lot of coding work and contract, and when he was doing the company portion of it, he needed a company name, so him and my mom came up with the name Arcata, and it was based on something. Maybe it's the old part of Canada that used to be called Arcadia or something like that, but they called it Arcata, and I thought it was cool as a kid, and when I needed to come up with a web handle, I chose that, and then I just kind of stuck with it. What do I think of? Don't have one. Will I post the Q&A on YouTube? Yes. Wait, there has to be something else. How many beatings would I have to give you until you decided to bring back review scores? This is from What Pumpkin 123. As many as you felt like. They're not coming back. So, that's a thing. From Joshua K, what's your favorite genre? Oh, wait, I already did this. Slice of life, which is my favorite genre of anime. As long as it's not the main genre, as long as it's attached to something else. Thank you, Joshua K. Oh, this is interesting. From Blue Flare. What do you think has changed in the 6 years that you've been doing anime reviews, except for the obvious format changes? Did you ever think that when you started you would still be doing this 6 years later? I didn't think anything when I first started it. I just thought it was a fun thing to do at the time. If you told myself 6 years ago if I would be sitting here in front of almost 2,000 people, and it had been 2,000 people, some people left, which is fine because I've been at this 2 hours and people have lives, thank God. If I told myself then that I would be sitting here, I probably wouldn't believe myself. Actually, I'd be like, who are you? Because it'd be this weird thing. I'd probably shine a blue laser at myself. Props to anybody that understands that reference. Anyway. I'm not actually done that drink yet. I'm surprised. I've been nursing it for almost an hour. I think it was almost an hour. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to read this because I need to read it out loud. This is from Gregory H. My question for you is, what are your thoughts on RWBY being the first American-made Japanese-style anime to be imported and dubbed in Japan? And do I think this will open the door for more creators of anime and manga from other countries to have their works imported in Japan? Well, actually, this goes into the question of what do you actually think anime is? Because there have been American animated works that have been dubbed into Japanese before RWBY. Though I do think it is very interesting that RWBY is being dubbed in Japan. I actually think that's a very nice step. and I'm very saddened that Monteilme's not around. I should probably move on, otherwise I'm gonna get like really emotional. So I'm moving on. What do I hear about that? Come on, stop freezing on me. Come on, you have so much life in you. Live. I'm talking to my computer. I give them names and everything, so I kind of treat them as human beings. I'm a weird person. Did I tell you that? I hope you're not just figuring that out now. If you are, I apologize that I've been lying to you for this long, that I'm such a weird person. Sorry. Anyway. Okay, this is from Joseph C. To the actual question, what are your thoughts on Vocaloids, and would you go to one of their concerts if you had a chance? I think Vocaloids are extremely fascinating, actually. It's harder so much to show them to people in North America and get the same amount of interest. But I look at people. I remember watching reaction videos of people from Akihabara when Vocaloid first started becoming a really big thing, of people listening to it and then telling them to, and then they asked the question if they realized that it was synthetic or not, and a lot of them didn't. And you can kind of hear it, but I think if they actually made if they actually did a decent Vocaloid in English, because I know the existing Vocaloids can do English, and I know they have made English Vocaloids, but I just don't think it's like that good. I think if they actually did it, it wouldn't sound too much different than some of the artists now that use autotune. So that's a thing. I said it. But no, I find them very fascinating. And would I go to one of their concerts? Probably. I wouldn't go alone, though. But then again, if a Vocaloid concert was happening anywhere near in a location where I could actually reach it, I know a person who would go. And I would get him to drag me with him. I'd pay, of course, because that's something you do when a friend is being nice who owns a car and driving you somewhere. You pay them. So they actually want to do it again. Okay. Okay. This is a good question. From Bobby Jones. What are your thoughts on people who use the term otaku to call themselves anime enthusiasts when in reality it generally just means loser? That's the thing, because words mean different things to different people. It's like why there's this giant discussion on what actually is an anime, because the definition of anime in Japan is different from North America, and then people think that in North America things are different because we're in North America. So if you're in North America and you want to call yourself an otaku, go nuts. But as long as you realize that if you called yourself an otaku in Japan, they'd look at you really funny, because it's not necessarily a good thing. But it's the kind of thing of where I don't blame them for using that, because they needed a term. People wanted a term so that they say, I am this. I am a Trekkie. I'm a Whovian. That kind of thing. And they wanted that for anime, so otaku probably was the easiest thing to latch onto. Probably not the best of things to latch onto, but not that I could actually think of anything better. I wish I could, but I can't. I generally don't use it because I know of its negative connotations, and I don't like its negative connotations, so I generally avoid it if I can. At least I do now. I didn't used to. Hell, before I'd settled on Arcata, one of my web handles was Dr. O. Because originally I had a lab coat, and I tried to make use of it by calling myself a doctor, and I dropped that pretty quickly because it was kind of dumb. Fun fact of my 6-year history of doing this. Do I have a My Anime List account? Yes. Do I update it? No. What are your top 3 anime-related songs from any OST? I made a top list on this. I think it's on YouTube. This one's from Dylan C. I'm pretty sure my top anime song list is still on YouTube, though it's old and I need to update it. It's really old. But I'm pretty sure it's still on YouTube. Pretty sure. From Stratus, a fan in California. If I could meet any creator of any anime, who would it be? Please say their name, what anime they made, and why. I wouldn't meet any of them. I wouldn't meet any of them. Why is that? Well, quite simply, because I'm not good in that kind of thing. Mainly because The closest thing I can give you is when I met Crispin Freeman at ASEN last year. I fanboyed out. I thought I made an embarrassing mess of myself, and I walked away. It was a signing, so I got him to sign something, and then I walked away. So he probably doesn't remember it. Plus, he sees so many people, it doesn't really matter to him. But it's that kind of thing of where I wouldn't want to meet them because I know I would screw it up so badly, and I would regret it for the rest of my life. So I would never want to meet any of them. So we're just gonna go with that. This is from Beyond B. What is a rough estimate of the number of anime you have watched over the years? Also, what's your first video and review? Because actually, that's not up on YouTube. That's a legit question. But how many? Rough estimate? Somewhere between 500 to 1,000. Probably. Rough estimate. Yeah, I'll go with that. And my first review video that we're actually celebrating the 6th year anniversary of was a look at the first 3 episodes to a show called Black Butler. At the time, it was called Kuro Shitsuji. Yeah. Kuro Shitsuji. There's a shit in it, which I thought was hilarious. But no, Black Butler. Because it was when Black Butler was still airing, so it was just a look at the first 3 episodes of it. And that was my first video. It was kind of a crap video. That's why it's not on YouTube, because I thought it was a crap video and I never re-uploaded it. My second review of Ice, which, funnily enough, got a dub. I don't understand why that got a dub. But anyway, that one's on YouTube. I think, actually, hold on. I think if I can find it, I actually have a copy of my first review somewhere. Hold on. Miku, Dr. O, Class Reflection, Ice-T Gray Man, nope. Maybe I don't. It's somewhere. I know I have it somewhere. It's probably still on my Blip channel because I remember it being there. But yeah, no, that's a thing. That is indeed a thing. Anyway, so moving on, because I'm over halfway through these, and I only have like 45 minutes left, because I need to stop shortly after 9, unfortunately. But I'm trying to get through as many of these as I can. From Sean H., looking back on your past 6 years of reviewing, what review sticks out to you as your moment of awesome? Both Clanad and Digimon Tamers, which was review 50 and 100, respectively. Oddly enough. From Bella, who's your favorite character in Psycho Pass? Maybe Kogami. I don't really know if I have a favorite one in Psycho Pass. Might be Kogami. From Scott, what show or event made you first interested in this fine medium called anime? Princess Mononoke. That was the first time I actually thought of something as anime. From Mineris. When watching Girls in the Panzer, there are many schools mentioned throughout. Which would you have wanted to see more of in the anime, or at all? The British school, actually. I really wish we saw more of the British school. I wanted a rematch between our main school and the British school, because the British school kicked their asses, and we never got a rematch. Though it's probably fine that way. Like, if I had to pick, that would be what I picked. Either that or the Russian team, so we get another wonderful song. Because Katyusha has been, like, played on these headsets so much for the past, like, month. You have no idea. No idea. None whatsoever. And this thing's frozen again. Come on. Okay, there we go. Yes, okay. This one's from Brandon N. Did I really cry during Clanad is the gist of what he's asking. And the question is, yes. And what do I think when people say they watched it, though weren't moved? I just think they're different than me. They don't take in that kind of emotional attachment that I do. Not sure why. I'm not a psychiatrist. But it's just that kind of thing. Oh, from a fellow Tristan. This is from a fellow Tristan. Tristan J. If you do check out other YouTube channels that focused on anime, what do you focus on? Such as quality, what the person has to say. Generally, it's because people send me links and ask them to check it out, and I look more so at quality rather than what the person has to say, so like video quality, because there are certain video tics that annoy the hell out of me. So like things like if you ever watched a vertical video, that kind of thing. People using anime footage with subtitles in it without bothering to take the subtitles out. I hate that. Less so what the person has to say, because by the time they actually get on with it and actually start talking about their actual opinion on something, I've turned it off because there are so many technical things with the video that have just annoyed the crap out of me. Because I look at it and it's just like, I could fix this if I was doing it. And then that's why I don't watch my own reviews, because I remember and I learn with each new video. So something comes up and I'm like, I could fix this, and then I don't. Because I can't, because it's already up and it's done, and I'll never go back to them. I don't like the people that actually go and remake reviews. Like, I guess I could go back and remake a couple of my reviews, and in some cases I probably should. Especially for, I think the one I'd need to redo the most is Ergo Proxy, because I don't have the project files for it anymore, because I was an idiot and deleted them. It's like the only review I don't have the project files for anymore. And I should probably go back and redo it. Also, because Ergo Proxy is pretty cool. Ergo Proxy is indeed pretty cool. But I don't like the people that's just like, I just finished my 3rd review. Now I'm going to go remake my 1st one because I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Come on, there's so many things you could do. You could do anything. Pick something. Somebody asking me if I play any card games. I actually already answered that question, so I'm moving on. From Civ, how do you like your steak? Burnt, overcooked, getting there, tiny bit of blood, blood, or vampire levels of blood? Probably the getting there version on your little scale here. I usually just say well done, not overcooked. Overcooked, I don't like burnt. I know some people like it burnt. I know some people that like their steak so rare, they're just like, warm it. Like, put it on the fire for like 2 seconds. Just flip it over, put it on the plate, hand it. And that's it. Why is this not working? Come on. Oh. Justin D, out of all the reviews that you've done, is there any that you would go back and redo? Ergo Proxy. Just explain that. Funny how that actually turns up. Interesting. Interesting. From Alex R, which anime do you think has the best animation? Anything by Ufotable. Well, mostly. Ufotable, although Madhouse can give them a run for their money when they want to. Generally speaking. Because you said anime, you didn't specify series. If it's series, then Ufotable probably wins in spades. But if it's including movies, then Madhouse can give them a run for their money. At least that's what I think. That is indeed what I think. Come on. No. Stop asking me if I'm ever going to review something. Oh, some person just asked me for just said thanks, and I'm like, cool. Except I can't pronounce their name. I don't even think that's a real name. I think that's a web handle. Anoop Sunwa. Anoop Sunwa. From Bernardo H. How did you learn to edit your videos? Trial and error and making AMVs. And then, yeah, that's basically it. Trial and error making AMVs. Because I used to make AMVs. I used to be influenced by a lot of AMV makers on how to get better at editing, and then I started making reviews and then just learned. That's just trial and error. I've made so many videos, my god. I know how to, like, I can edit with Vegas like the back of my hand. I'm getting really good with Premiere now too, that I've been using it for like 2 years. Never touch Avid, ever. If you have a Mac, learn iMovie and Final Cut. For the love of God, well, actually, if you can get Final Cut, get Final Cut. Otherwise, iMovie's probably fine. At least it's better than Windows Movie Maker. Oh my god. I remember Windows Movie Maker. I remember that well. And I will never use it again. Will I review Full Metal Alchemist? Yes. What's your thoughts on Agamika Kill? Need to watch it still. Are you going to review Full Metal Alchemist? Yes. Which anime review requests are you most sick and tired from? Probably Full Metal Alchemist at this point. Are you going to do Aldnoah Zero review? Probably. From Cash C. If I could nail down a single remarkable event that has happened to me at a convention, what is it? Getting that figure. Getting my figure of Angel from Angel Beats. That there was probably my most memorable convention moment. No, actually that and last year getting the Bokurano picture. Those two. I love Anime North. I'm so glad I'm going to Anime North this year. I always go to Anime North. You could not stop me from going to Anime North, I don't think. Well, they probably could. If they really didn't want me to go, they could probably stop me from going to Anime North. But there's nothing any normal person could do to stop me from going to Anime North. Because I would want to go. What are my thoughts on? Have I seen... When am I going to cut my hair? Thank you, Finn. The answer is never, probably. No, I'll probably cut it eventually. Do I know when? No. From Vladimir. Do I consider Tengen Topper Gurren Lagann to be the most accurate representation of manliness? Sort of. I think, actually, it's pretty close to. It's pretty close. Reading the emails. Actually, I think the most accurate representation of manliness is Mr. Torg, that sells explosion guns from the Torg Corporation. That's a Borderlands reference. I actually think Torg is a better representation of manliness. Though I will admit, Communetta does come pretty damn close. This one is from Strop Trooper. What are most people's reactions when they come into your room and see your massive anime and or manga collection, and or when you tell them about your YouTube career? Well, nothing really about the YouTube career, because I usually don't tell anybody. Because, not that I'm embarrassed about it, but most of the time I'm just like, oh, I make videos on YouTube. Most people don't really consider that to be that much of a thing. And not a lot of people come into my room. The last person that actually came into the room was Ken, full anime. He came into the room and he had a look at the shelf, mainly because he picked me up and we went down to MagFest. And before we did that, I was just like, go look at the shelf and tell me if there's anything you want me to bring that we can watch when we're at MagFest. And he was there for a good while, trying to pick things out. It's not as big as I'd like it to be, because, again, I'm missing it. And everything's, like, vertical. Like, if you can see it, it's all vertical on its sides. I actually wish it was, like, horizontal, but I don't actually have the shelf space for that. So that's it. That is it. Bunch of questions. We're getting there. Come on. Okay, I have to show you this. Give me a second. I need to make this bigger. That's it. That's all that's in the email. School days? I can't even yell at a person because apparently their name is Elfin Lead. Like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Okay. Why would you? Okay. I'm okay. Can I review Eureka 7 eventually? Wow. Wall of text. I'm gonna skip that for now. Alexander W. On your gaming channel, would you ever consider playing Persona 4? I would like to ask, would you play the PS Vita version or would you play the PS3 remake? If I was going to play Persona at all, I would do it in a way that's actually easy to record, so that people can like it. Oh, here's a question. And actually, because there's a couple of thousand people watching, let's do this. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to make a straw poll. I already know what the answer is because I'm probably going to do it anyway, but I'm going to straw poll you guys. Straw poll. It's hard to type when my mic is blocking things. When I want to make a straw poll. Okay. Here's the question. See, is because I've been looking into YouTube optimization recently. It's a thing you do. And one thing I noticed is that I happen to be competing with a particular channel for views. And the funny thing is, I own the channel. I compete with my gaming channel, and it's annoying. Which is why if you follow my gaming channel, or if you didn't even know I had one, which is probably fine, you may notice that I haven't uploaded anything to it in a while. So, my question is thus. I do a gaming stream every Thursday. Not Thursday, Tuesday. Shit. I do a gaming stream every Tuesday on Twitch. And because not everybody can make it to those streams, usually the highlighted game, in this case now it's Pokemon Silver, I edit it down into like a small 10-minute highlights because I play like usually around 3 games for about an hour each. So it's a 3-hour stream, and I usually take one of the games and I condense the hour down into like a 15-minute highlight reel. And I used to upload that to the gaming channel. My question is, and I'm going to be putting up a straw poll, and I'm going to be spamming it in the IRC. Well, not really spamming it, but I'm going to post it a couple of places in the IRC, and I'm also going to post it a couple of times into the YouTube place, is would you care if I put those highlight reels on my main channel? I know what I'm going to do anyway, but I'm curious as to what people think. So I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to see what people think. Oh, wow, I can't put, YouTube won't allow me to put links. Shit. Okay. Will allow me to do that? Okay. I just had to put a space between the dot and the me in the YouTube thing. So that's a thing. So I will repost that on the IRC, and I will also repost that on YouTube. Cool. So we're going to do that, and I already know what I'm going to do. And now I'm just watching the votes tick by. And then I will actually show people the results. Actually, I don't need to show people the results, because if you're watching it, you can know the results. I'm actually quite pleased with this so far. Because here's the thing, because I am competing with my channel, with my gaming channel a lot. And it's the kind of thing of where I don't like the fact that I have to spend time working on 2 channels at once. I'd like to do it all on one channel. And it's the kind of thing of where my channel is just kind of my channel. And yes, I mostly put anime reviews on it because that's what I make. But I also make these other things, and I'd rather not put them in a different place, because I know every time I've ever mentioned that I have a gaming channel to anyone, even people that say that they've been fans of me for a while, I usually get a reaction of, "You have a gaming channel?" Yes. Yes, I do. So I think... Oh, if people are asking what does yes mean, the question is, would you care if I uploaded? Yes means you do care, don't put them there. No means I don't care, feel free to do what you want, basically. Apologies if you didn't get that right. Is yes good or bad? I vote for Obama. But yeah, no. Not that it truly matters, it just kind of makes me feel a little bit better about it, but it's the kind of thing of where I'm probably going to do it anyway. I have actually already edited 2 videos of me playing Pokemon Silver. I was wondering, what's it kind of look like? Oh, I can show you kind of what it looks like, sort of. If I switch over to my Pokemon Silver thing, see this, because I have Twitch, I have this kind of filter thing. So if I am on Twitch, the big black screen over here in the center, that's where the game thing is. And if you notice, down in the badge section, I actually have a badge, and that's how I play it, and that's how I've been playing it for a while. That sort of thing. So that's kind of what I do. And I already have 2 highlight reels from the last 2 weeks of playing Pokemon Silver, and I'd probably put them up there as long as other stuff. And if I ever came up with any other gaming-related stuff, I'd like to put them there rather than put them on a gaming channel. Also, on Patreon, I do a monthly Game of Awesome for a particular tier, and I do highlight reels for that, and I would also put those up on the main channel as well, rather than putting them on the gaming channel. And then people can watch me fail in Borderlands along with some people. Or not just Borderlands. Originally it was TF2, then it was Borderlands. Not sure what this month is going to be. Maybe more Borderlands? Not sure. Probably something else. Not sure. Anyway, so I was just curious about what you guys thought about that, so I was throwing that out there. So so if you see a gaming video go up on my channel later the week, now you know why. Now you know why. Have I ever heard of PewDiePie? Yes. Or no, wait, no, I've never heard of PewDiePie. Who the hell is this PewDiePie person? Jeez. Of course you know who PewDiePie is. Okay. Okay. Have I ever seen Monster? Sort of. Is there any anime that's as bad as School Days? Probably not. Well, maybe. Dead Leaves. I always bring up Dead Leaves. I haven't watched Dead Leaves in so long, though. What has kept me... Okay, this is from Disc Owned. I don't know why that's your name. It's probably not actually your name. But what has kept you motivated to make reviews over these last 6 years? Also, thank you for many years. What has kept me motivated? I don't know. What the hell has kept me motivated? Why do I do this? I should stop. I'm not going to stop. I don't know what has really kept me motivated. Kind of this thing of, there have been times when I've gone on breaks that have lasted like a couple of months. And always near the tail end of it, I sit there and I'm watching an anime and I'm just like, I want to talk about this. I should make a video. And then inevitably I do. So it's not so much of a what's kept me motivated as to I just feel like making them, so I do. That's kind of how this works. Because if you try to force yourself to do these things, I don't think it would work out that well. You'd crash and burn. But I just kind of do it because I feel like it, because I wanna, and I do it, so it works. That's how this works. That's how I do this kind of thing, and it works out great for me. Yep. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Yep. This one's from Mixmaster114. Have I watched the spin-off Soul Eater? Not. No. What made me like Soul Eater in the first place? I just like Soul Eater. I like the style of Soul Eater. I liked kind of the shonen version, the shonen-esque parts of Soul Eater, except without the ridiculously long episode length. And not like episode length of like the length of an individual episode. I mean like the number of episodes, because there's only like 52 episodes in Soul Eater. Although some people would say that's not enough, because the ending of Soul Eater was crap. And should have followed the manga better. And I'm actually expecting Bones eventually to go back and redo that. I almost feel like that's what Soul Eater not kind of was them testing the waters to see if they could pull a brotherhood with Soul Eater. I'm not sure it worked out that well for them, but I have feel that's what they were doing with it. And I haven't watched Soul Eater not. From Houston C. Have I been keeping up with RWBY, and what are my thoughts on the second volume? No, I haven't kept up with RWBY. I watched the first episode of the second volume of RWBY. But the reason I haven't is because I watched volume 1 of RWBY as it was coming out, and I hated doing it because of the episode lengths. My favorite way to watch RWBY was at Anime North last year. I bought RWBY on DVD, and we watched it in the hotel room from beginning to end, because on DVD, RWBY is just one long movie, basically, and that is a much more enjoyable way to watch it. At least I thought so. So I'm holding off for Volume 2 until I can get it on DVD and just watch it in one go. And that's what I'm going to do. So that's how that's going to work. From PJS. Do you indulge in any other forms of animated entertainment, such as North American animated TV shows or movies? I've sort of mentioned this before, but it was probably a little too early in the stream. Recently, I've been watching Gravity Falls. Gravity Falls is amazing, and if you can watch Gravity Falls, please do so. Gravity Falls is amazing. I'm guessing people are actually trying to dig in to see if I've ever watched Avatar or Legend of Korra yet. The answer to both is no. Not because I don't want to, because I do. It's just I haven't found the time for it yet. Because I keep seeing all these, I keep seeing images and gift sets from Avatar and Korra. Yes, I know it's on Netflix. I'm pretty sure that's what you were referring to, or because maybe you're still talking about RWBY. Anyway, I haven't got around to it because I keep seeing gift sets and images from both of those shows on like Twitter and Tumblr and so forth, and I'm just like, this is like this. I know I'd love the show, I just haven't got around to it. I think part of me is like saving it for like a special occasion when I just want to watch something that I know I'm going to enjoy, and that's what it's for. But it's also kind of long because like Avatar was 4 seasons and Korra was 3 or so, something like that. From Neil H. How do you usually go about choosing a show to review? Do requests or popular opinion come into play very often, or is your review schedule completely subject to your whims? That last one. Most of the time, my review schedule is very much subject to my whims, mainly so much I'm sitting here going, I need to put up a review in the next week. What have I watched recently? And that's generally how that goes. Some of the times it's planned, and some of the times, like, popular opinion comes into play. A couple of times, things like, when I reviewed Attack on Titan and Sword Art Online, those things were popular opinion based because everybody kept asking me for them. Oh, and Kill la Kill. So those are the ones that I made sure the reviews were basically out fairly quickly after the shows themselves had finished airing. Those things I kind of planned for, but I haven't done that recently. But for the majority of the time, it is subject entirely to my whims. Like, why else would I review something like Girls in Panzer? Nobody would ask for Girls in Panzer. I don't think anybody did ask for Girls in Panzer, but I felt like talking about Girls in Panzer, so I did. And you guys can deal with it. That's generally how that works. That is how that works. That is how that works. That is how that works. From Bruno L. Is there any chance to come to Otakuthon this year? It's from August 7th to August 9th in Montreal. Oh, okay. I was about to ask where it was. In Montreal, eh? My thing with going to cons is that I need somebody to go with. I would probably never go to a con on my own. Because the most fun I have at cons is with being with people. So if I could find somebody to go to Montreal with me, then maybe. August 7th to August 9th. I don't think I'm doing anything con-related then. Because I have 3 cons I'm hoping to go to right now. One that I know I'm going to because I already booked a hotel. And if I don't go, that's kind of a problem. And that's Anime North, of course. The other 2 cons I'm hoping to go to is... I've been invited... And by invited, I mean invited by a friend, not actually the con itself. I've been invited to go to a convention in Philadelphia called Too Many Games. It's not actually an anime convention, but it's still a convention in general, and I've heard it's fairly decent. So I'm probably going to go down to that. And I'm also been trying to swing going to Con Bravo in Hamilton, Ontario later this summer, because I don't know why I've never gone to Con Bravo. I could drive to Con Bravo if I had a car, because it's not too much far from me, so I should probably do that. But those are the 3 cons I'm hoping to go to. Anything beyond that is like bonus. I normally don't go to many cons that year. I think last year was like the most I ever did, which was 3, because last year I did MagFest, Anime North, and Anime Central. This year, at the very least, I have 2 so far, which is MagFest and Anime North. So if I go to a 3rd, I'm tying for max, and if I go to a 4th one, then, well, man. That's just a lot of conventions for me. But yeah, that's how this works. From Alejandro. Here's a question for you. Sorry, I can't think of any. I just wanted to say hi. Okay, well, Alejandro. I think that's how you pronounce your name. Alejandro. Or I'm guessing that's how you pronounce your name. If it's not, I apologize. Again, I'm very, very bad with the pronunciation of names. From Joey K. Do you think you will ever do a review of Dragon Ball Z Kai when it finishes the dub for the Buu saga, since it's a shorter version of Dragon Ball Z? Or have you ever thought of reviewing a specific arc like Frieza or Cell arcs? Also, even though you don't do scores anymore, what score would you give it? I don't know. P.S. Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his power level? I can't do. Whoa. Yeah, thank you. Okay, I just looked at the chat and it was spammed. Anyway, will I ever do a review of DBZ Kai? Actually, if I'm going to do any review of DBZ, I'm going to do a review of DBZ. None of this Kai stuff. No, if I'm going to do... Because I actually own the first season of DBZ. It's there on my shelf. Yeah, it's cut off by the camera, so you can't see it. But I do actually own DBZ. Not all of it. I own the first season of DBZ. So if I was going to review DBZ, I would review DBZ. Just be done with it. And that's kind of one of the things when it comes to long-running shonens that I've considered doing before, is not reviewing like the whole show, but just individual arcs. So one time someone told me, oh, if you're going to review Bleach, at least get to the Soul Society arc. Don't do anything beyond that, but get to and do the Soul Society arc. And I might do that eventually at some point. But that's the kind of thing. Hold on. From Mason. I feel disappointed that you haven't reviewed a number of anime, most notably the first season of Shakugan no Shana. My question for you is, what characteristics of an anime make you not want to review it? Okay, well, in the realm of Shakugan no Shana, I've been meaning to do a review on Shakugan no Shana for years. Shakugan no Shana is literally the anime that always ends up on my list of things to review in the next month, and then never inevitably happens. I don't know why. I own it. I've seen it countless times. I just never done it. This just never happened. I should. I really should. But it just never happened. So, yeah. Okay. All right. Hey, Ark, do I think that... Okay, this is from Jaws. Do I think that Garden of Sinners and Fate Zero are in the same universe? Also, do you think that if Ufotable were to remake Tsukihime, that would also be counted in the same universe? Well, it's already been officially proven that Garden of Sinners and Tsukihime are in the same universe, so that's something. But if is Garden of Sinners and Fate Zero in the same universe? It depends. I think it very well could, but it is also very well couldn't. Because mages do exist in the Garden of Sinners and Tsukihime universe, but I almost feel like the laws of magery in those shows and those universes are different than how magic has been shown to work in Fate Zero. Not necessarily saying that they aren't the same universe, because they could be. It's just that without anything confirmation, I think it is possible, but I'm not willing to say whether it is or not. From Joshua T. What are your personal thoughts on the recent comment that Hayao Miyazaki made into contemporary creators of anime being too otaku or overly fixated on anime? Hayao Miyazaki is a... I'm trying to think of a word. Hayao Miyazaki is great at what he does, and he's getting to that age where he's allowed to complain about things and nobody gives... He's at the age where he can give no fucks. So he's totally using that, and that's fine. I don't really have any personal thoughts. I kind of agree with him, but I don't think I have the same amount of dislike that he does. I see where he's coming from, and I understand why he says what he does, why he says what he says. But I don't necessarily hold the same opinion. But yeah, Hayao Miyazaki's a special man. Full Metal Alchemist. Would I like to review? Do you want to dub your reviews? And if so, and if yet, what language? Oh. Well, actually, my reviews are actually already being dubbed in Spanish by a very wonderful person who I actually haven't talked to in real life. But there's this guy that actually takes some of my videos and dubs them into Spanish. I think he's probably here somewhere. I wouldn't be surprised if he's actually watching this. But no, he seems to be doing a fairly good job. I don't speak Spanish, so I have no idea how good the translation is. But some people do it, and it's the kind of thing of I wouldn't mind, but I have no idea how to do it myself. If I could speak Japanese, I would dub my own reviews in Japanese. That'd be cool. Oh, good. Here we go. From Stephen V. Do you believe in Sturgeon's Law, which is that 90% of everything is crap? And do you believe that can refer to anime? 90% of everything... Oh, I remember reading something about anime. 90% of all anime is crap. We only get the 10% of it that's actually good, and 90% of that is crap. Yeah. I don't necessarily believe it, but I can see where it comes from, because a lot of people don't like a lot of anime that comes out. And I don't blame them. Like, even if you look at things that come out every new season, there's probably like 40 or 50 new anime every 3 months, and maybe only 1 or 2 of them are actually any good. Sometimes more than that, sometimes less. There are some seasons where there's like nothing good. Some seasons where there's, oh my god, so much goods. Goods of so much. Okay, I only got like 15 minutes left. I wanted to do live questions, but I've been watching these chats, and they've been getting spammed to hell, so I know that things aren't working that well. There we go. Anyway, but yeah, I would do live questions, but I don't think that's necessarily viable right now. Oh, hello. Uh-oh. Okay. I got a PM from people at Dark Mist. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. It's probably a very, very bad thing. That might be a very bad thing. Hopefully I'm not screwed. Whoops. Anyway, okay. So I'll get to that. Anyway, I have 15 minutes left. So I wasn't able to get through all of the emails. I got through most of them, though. I got through over 3/4 of the emails sent to me. So I think the last ones I might... No, I should probably try and get through the rest of them. Okay, let's try and blitz through them. Do you think the motivation to learn Japanese because of anime and manga is stupid? No, I would actually do that myself. I would like to know what you think of anime. Nope. A lot of paragraphs. Would you ever start creating videos on other subjects related to animation or not related to animation? I probably would if I had the time. What anime would you like to have reanimated by another company? I don't really have an anime that I would like to see redone. From Lito F, why did you start streaming? Because I felt like it and it was fun. And streaming is fun. I enjoy streaming. Anyway, from Daniel W. I was going to ask if you were going to review any of the Mitoko Shinkai movies or a bunch of things, and the answer is eventually. Are shonen anime, any shonen anime that you are considering reviewing difficult because of their long plots? Yes, probably. Oh geez. Too many paragraphs. Okay, trying to get through them. Go. I should have went through these and got rid of the ones that I knew I wouldn't be able to answer beforehand. What are your thoughts on the big three? Answered that. What are my thoughts on the Monogatari series? Don't got one yet. Did any of your friends or classmates call you perverts in high school for liking anime or manga? From Noah B. The answer is no. They hated me for different reasons because they thought I was an easy prey. Because that's just how it works. In high school, a lot of the people that used to bully me in elementary school came back into my life. Although a lot of them ended up ignoring me. Where did I get that snazzy red jacket? From Theta411. I had a cosplay maker make it because I was looking for a place that would actually give me a jacket, and then I saw a cosplay maker that made this really nice white mage coat from Final Fantasy, and that was pretty cool. And I was like, can you make this coat? And he was like, sure. So I sent him some money, he made me a coat, and he sent it to me. That's how that works. That is how that works. That is indeed how that works. Okay, a lot of these I can't answer, so I think I'm just going to actually stop looking at these for now, because I feel like I'm going to spend the majority of the stream just looking at the screen, when really I should be looking here at you guys. So how you guys doing? How's the things? How's the things? Nobody's going to know what I'm saying. I'm weird. How's the things, people? Things are good. So I only have some time left. So this is the part where I get all emotional. Actually, when I did the 100K sub live stream like over a year ago, they were able to make me cry. But you guys aren't going to do that, right? You're not that good. Also, because I actually had a good friend of mine, Vixen, like constantly pestering me, and she's not online right now. So I'm gonna hope that she doesn't come online and try to make me cry, because she's very good at it. But yeah, I've been doing this for 6 years. What's kept me going? I have no idea. I don't know why I keep doing this. Probably, I don't know. It's because I enjoy doing it. Because if I didn't enjoy doing it, I wouldn't. I would have stopped a long freaking time ago if I did not enjoy doing this. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard to do things. It's hard to talk. It's hard to talk. Try not to get emotional, because this is the part of the video where you get emotional, because I can't be distracted by comments and so forth. But I've had good times doing this. I enjoy making entertainment for people, which is apparently what I'm doing, and apparently a lot of people like it. I enjoy meeting people The times that I actually have talked to people at cons and so forth, and they tell me how much they've really enjoyed my work, and that's very moving and so forth. And I appreciate it a lot because it does slightly help me get motivated. I do this a lot because I like to do it. But getting good feedback is always nice, and I enjoy doing that a lot and getting that a lot. But even if all I got was negative feedback, like a lot of the fall, most of what I was getting, quote, quote, was negative feedback from a lot of my videos. Because that's just how the YouTube comment system works. I actually think how YouTube does comments right now is pretty dumb. Because all it takes is somebody to just make a very troll, flame bait like comment, and then people up and down vote it, and then it gets brought to the top of the thing. And it's so hard to see good comments down at the bottom, especially when it's just from people that don't comment that often, but just wanted to like say hi and that kind of thing. And it really it makes me feel good when I get comments like that. And I very much appreciate that 1,795 people came out to see me, and over 2,000 in total. I was, I think, somewhere around the peak of the last 3 hours of people actually thinking that I'm worth it, because I didn't think I was for a very long time. Hell, I still don't. I think that number's lying to me, actually, because I can't actually prove it. Maybe if I actually make my own panel at a con. People have been telling me to go make a panel at Anime North, and then I feel like no, that's not going to happen, because I'm gonna ask for a panel at Anime North, and they're gonna look at me and like no, and then they don't. But I probably should, and then that might be a little interesting, because the Potaku panel went really well at ASEN last year, so we'll see. I might do it. I would need to figure out something to actually do in the panel other than just doing Q&A, because I think that doing just Q&A would be boring. I need to come up with something. I just have no idea what that something would be, and this piece of hair is annoying me because we're getting into an emotional time. But I guess since I have a lot of you here, I guess I should mention a couple of things. First off, I'm not dead. I know I was on a break for a bit over Christmas and so forth, but then I did Tokyo Ghoul and Girls and Panther. I have a video that's coming up in the next couple of days that should have been up today, but isn't going up today because I'm doing this, and then I need to go to sleep, and a bunch of other things later tonight. And oh my God, people stop spamming the chat, for the love of God. For the love of God. I'm going to have a talk with the people from Dark Mist, and they're probably going to be like, never ever use Dark Mist again. And then I'm going to be like, okay, I'm sorry. Gomen nasai. So, that's coming up. Gaming videos are probably going to go up on my channel now, because that's a thing that people say they don't seem to mind to, and that's going to be pretty cool. I have 3, actually. I have 2 highlight reels from the last 2 Frosty streams. By the way, I have a gaming stream. That's a thing. I don't know if you know this. None of my images in OBS actually have the stream link. And I don't actually remember the stream link. Let me go to Chrome. If I go to Twitch, yeah, okay. It's literally just twitch.tv/GRRCata. I stream every Tuesday. I start in and around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I go for a couple of hours, depending. Some weeks I do less than 3 hours. Some weeks it's like exactly 3 hours. Lately, I've been playing Pokemon Silver and Ever 17. Previously, I've played a bunch of other games. I played all the way through Pokemon Blue. I played all the way through Steins Gate. That took like all of last year to get through. I've played a bunch of different things. So if you ever feel like coming out and watching me play video games on a weekly basis, that's a thing I do. But if not, hey, the highlight reels for some of the games will probably start going up on my channel now, and that's a cool thing. I have a schedule that I wrote up. I did this thing like I did when I first started playing the Review Week of Awesomeness. I planned out all the stuff that I wanted to do, and now I'm keep looking at it, and I don't feel like it's actually viable in some cases, because I should have had a first reaction done by now already, but I spent too much time working on the top list that's not out and stuff. And yeah, so that's the thing that I do. And yeah, so thank you all for coming out and considering me that and thinking that I'm actually worth your time, because I'm probably not. People are probably going to watch this video in the weeks and months to come, because it's going to be sitting on my channel, and they're going to be like, why are you doing this? This makes no sense. And I don't actually think there's much of a rewatch value in this video. It's just me answering questions. I'm looking at a screen. I'm not even looking at the camera a lot of the time. I've been looking at a screen and answering questions. So hopefully I answered your question if you sent one in, and if you didn't, I apologize. Or if you didn't send one in, I don't apologize because you didn't send one in. But if you did and I didn't answer it, I apologize because there were a couple of hundred of them there, and I got through most of them. So I'm just kind of looking at some of the things in here, and people are just like, do another review week of Austin. I'm just like, maybe, eventually, we'll see. Don't ask me. It'll happen eventually. I was thinking maybe I'll do that as a yearly thing. So if I'm going to do another review week of Awesome, I'll start thinking about it in the summer. So I'm reading a lot of the chats. So thank you all for coming out. I hope I didn't waste your time. I'm going to keep repeating myself because I'm very bad at endings. If you've ever watched any of my vlogs don't have proper endings to them because I'm very bad at writing them, which is why normally in my videos the ending is always the same, where I'm like, fuck, how do I start my endings normally? And that's it for me. Please subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Follow me on Twitter if you feel so inclined. And hey, blah, 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 Patreon, blah, 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 blah. Stay frosty, everyone. Finger snap. Transition. Goes to credits. Except it's a lot slower than that. And that's how that usually goes. But yeah, thank you for coming out. Thank you for watching a lot of my videos. I'm still not dead. I will be making more videos. And if anybody is asking when the next time I might be doing something like this, the answer is probably going to be... What's my sub count out right now? 250K might be too soon. If not before 300K, I will definitely do it at 300K. If and when I ever get to 300K subs. I definitely need to do a video for 300K, especially since I didn't do a video for 200K. I need to do one for 300K. So that's going to be something that I eventually get to. However long that takes. Might be months, might be a year. We'll see. But if you're around until then, I hope to see you then. If not, I'll see you on Twitch if you happen to go to my Twitch stream. I actually expect a lot of people are going to go to this week's Twitch stream, then find out how boring and horrible I am on a weekly basis, and then just stop coming. Very special thanks in the IRC chat to Mira Sound for being a mod, an impromptu mod. Shout out to him, or her. I'm not sure about gender. But either way, shout out to Mira Sound for helping me out in the IRC chat. You've done a lot, and I thank you very much for it. And yeah, so... Thank you all for coming out. And, yeah. Stay frosty, everybody. Because you know, you guys are amazing. Seriously. No, seriously. Like, fucking seriously, man. You guys are amazing. Talk to you later. Bye! And then I hit the stop streaming button and then nothing works.